Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Pyromancer here, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. And we are, of course, once again here for another episode of the Hearth and Hammer podcast. I'm joined by my co-host, Olwenn. How's it going, Olwenn? Thanks for being here.
It's going good, man. I'm stoked to talk about all the good, fun, raidy stuff today. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Perfect day for it.
Oh, yeah.
And with a little bit of a beer. I think we got to bust out the beers, dude.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, obviously, one of our themes is kind of like tavern talk, kind of chatting about whatever sounds good to us that day. But, you know, since it's kind of tavern themed, I mean, one of the most common things that you have in a tavern, of course, is a little brewski. So we're drinking a little bit
brewski.
a little bit different things. The Hearth and Hammer, I guess, in our minds, Olwenn, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we have the same kind of understanding of this. The Hearth and Hammer, really, in a lot of ways, that's like the name of like a tavern, right? Like that's where we could go in, you know, have a drink at the bar, have maybe the fireplace in the background, very much like the Argentina style kind of thing.
Totally. That's the vibe I'm going for. Absolutely. And
what are you drinking?
As we pull up here, I've got myself a nice French beer here.
Oh.
This one is called La Lune, the moon. And it's from a local brewery just outside of Bordeaux, which is in the southwest of France. And
nice.
This one's just a nice white beer that I'm gonna pour here. A nice little wolf.
He's drinking Ilune, for the record. That's what he said.
I'm drinking Ilune.
That's Ilune bathwater, actually.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if we got them to sponsor and we just called that Ilune bathwater?
Should I have got a glass?
Listen, I'm trying to go fancy.
Hold on now. All right,
Yeah.
Pause. What? Hold on now.
I'm outdoing you in the entertainment phase.
All right,
here we go. Let's get back to it.
I got a glass too.
Nice.
Very nice. Very
So
nice.
we got our glass. We got our beautiful beer. Pour the beer, my boy. What do you got?
So I'm not drinking a beer. I'm drinking a cider. So.
Ooh, nice.
This is You said it says on the can, Ariel. I don't see where it says on the can. Well, whatever. I'm not that fucking worried about it.
It's all good.
I'm drinking
no free ads, dude.
Yeah, no free ads. I'm drinking an Incline cider. So this is actually
cool.
Imperial Cherry.
I think I've had Incline before, actually.
Yeah, I like Incline.
Yeah.
It's like a 13%er or something. No, it's like that's like an 18%er. Excuse me, 8%er. Jesus, I haven't drank any yet, I promise.
Dude, he started drinking before. He's pre-gaming. He's
I
outside of the Hearth and Hammer, and he's just slamming.
I swear to drunk, I'm not God. Yeah,
Get this guy out of the tavern.
I don't see what it says, but producing can by Incline Cider Co. Oh, it's from Eugene, Oregon. It's from my hometown. I didn't even know that.
See, there you go. Yeah, I've had it before in like a few bars, many places in the U.S. So that's nice. Not this, but Incline. So.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
This is great.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Hey. And to everyone out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you wanna have a drink along with us, we're not gonna be getting like drunk or anything, but just
Not yet.
Not yet, anyway. But yeah, lots to talk about. Mainly a raid focused episode today. So we've been doing the raid ourselves, so we'll have, you know, we're not like mythic level raiders out here trying to go for world first or anything like that. We're a casual lore guild, so we are primarily focused on heroic. We'll be talking about that, some of our favorite bosses, some of the lore that we've noticed, things to talk about in the raid, ending cinematics, of course, for the raids, and perhaps for the Dream Wraith, the lack thereof, which some might say is a little disappointing, but we will get into all of that. So how are you feeling overall? Experiences so far? How you feeling about season 1? We're almost 4 weeks, I think, into it at this point now.
Yeah.
So how's it been going for you?
Good, man. Good. I'm enjoying it immensely. I think the last time we talked, we were just finishing out all of the leveling, all of the zones, all of the questing. And by the time I hit max, I thought that the endgame loop was really clean. It was really clear. Mm-hmm. And I really like right now, like just my experiences, leveled up my paladin, immediately once I got there, I was like, screw it, I'm gonna level up more.
Yeah.
So I went towards my Heronir druid, and I was so excited to do that because that was just so much fun as Guardian, which was totally broken
I love Guardian.
until it's so much fun.
It still
But
does
the
a lot of
damage
damage.
was
It still does.
it's true. It's true, but it was so broken.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the first, I guess it was the second week, it was so busted. So I leveled that up so fast. I just pulled packs and packs and crushed it. So that was fun.
Hell yeah.
And in general, I would say that yeah, like the four end game systems that don't include raid, like the praise, the delves, the mythics, and the world content, like I've really had a blast so far. It's a month in for season one. I'm usually like, okay, I'm bored. But I feel like they've done a great job of building up some of these different systems over the last, well, I guess the last expansion to make it feel really clean. It doesn't feel janky. Doesn't feel like I'm doing the awakening stuff.
Oh god, the Awakening Machine.
That was so boring, dude.
It was
so boring.
It was pretty bad. I like Stormarian
So-
Assault way better than Awakening
Yes.
Machine. I think that's the closest comparison that you could probably make.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's way more interactive. But yeah, I think
And it's a group
again,
activity too, right? You're not just like
Yes.
standing in a fucking
Yes.
vault alone.
Exactly. So yeah, so far awesome. I'm
Yeah.
really enjoying it. I'd say
Good.
that I think the final thing I wanted to mention is I did finish all of the quests, which
Yep.
was great. Every zone, the end of Void Storm was crazy. So that was some of the quests there were just like I was really shocked actually how deep they went. So yeah.
Yeah, the one where the guy's trying to cut the shadow off of himself is so fucking good, dude. Like the
I was like,
Akintunde
this is-
one, and
I thought that was like a short story. Like it was so deep, and you get this little tea that where you can talk to your own character and kind of tell yourself you'll be okay.
yeah,
And it's like, okay, some people will grouse and say, "Oh, it's too much therapy language," but I thought it was fun. And
Yeah.
I was like, damn, it made me think like my character exists,
I
which is
think-
a theme
Oh,
from
sorry.
last time. No, it's all good. It's just like
people
I
said
think
to
that was
stop
a theme from-
apologizing. By the way, they said
We're too
you guys-
nice.
You're too nice. Literally, there was a comment that was like, "You guys are too nice. You got to stop apologizing when you interrupt."
It's funny. I listen to a few sports podcasts and they always say like, "Oh, my bad, dude," whatever. So it's okay.
Yeah.
I understand though, but no, like it was a cool. I guess the final thing I'd say is like it was a really fun experience finishing all the quests out, getting myself to max level, and just I mean I can't believe how quickly I've geared.
Yeah,
I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I've geared so fast. And I mean, here's sort of like I don't know, like an experience for me. Like every time I jump into end game, it takes me forever to get gear. I don't know why. It's just bad luck, shitty vaults.
we got a
you
lot
know,
of
but
plate in
no.
our fucking tier. Like, let's be
Yes,
honest.
That's actually helped a lot.
Yeah, we've got I would say honestly, we've got out of the actual raid drop 75% Death Knight, Paladin, Warrior
true.
plate tier. It's
We have
actually
three of
fucking
us
insane.
in the raid. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, as the only two-handed strength weapon wielder, I've been feeling pretty good because both times that the Lifeline Vanguard weapon dropped, I got it. It was fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
It's insane.
It was crazy. Yeah.
I know, and the gearing's been good. So yeah, in general, yeah, really happy with it. I'm just awash in crests right now. It's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, and I've been experiencing the same thing. I obviously have my Midnight Lore Master too, and so I'm glad to
Nice.
hear you're enjoying it as well. Yeah, the side quests in Void Storm. I mean, I think they're some of the best zone side quests ever, like ever. And
Hands down.
I regard Void Storm as potentially one of the best zones that they've ever made, in my opinion.
Yep.
Um,
I wanted to bump it up a score, honestly. I mean, like my
Yeah.
own like scoring was like I think I had it at 8 until I finished it all, and I was like, yeah, this is like 10.
I can't bump it. Yeah, it is a 10.
That's true.
I
It's true.
I do think I probably would give Heronir or Herondar going back and doing the weekly quest. I really enjoy those.
That's super good.
There is one bad part about it though I'll talk about. That is that
Sure.
so let's say that you do so for every number of relics that you do, you unlock a quest that can give you more lore from like the storyteller guy or whatever, right? The problem is that the quest is like locked across all your characters. So if you do it on one character, you can't do it on the others, right?
Yes.
One of the quests that you get at max level is the World Tour quest, which gives you a spark. So obviously you want to do that. But the problem is I'd done 4 or 5 of the quests on my Paladin, and then I did the next one on my Warlock, which I leveled my Warlock up to max as well. Playing a caster is absolutely fucking miserable. World of Melee Craft all the way. It's so much easier.
So much easier.
But I did the quest on that character, and then because I couldn't do it again on my Paladin, because you can only do it once a week across all your characters. I then couldn't get the weekly checkpoint quest on my paladin, so now I'm a fucking week behind. The amount of shit, and they had to fix this with the prey system. The amount of shit that allows you to get a week behind is honestly, it's like, it's infuriating. Like, especially as someone who's very lore focused, it's like all you're actually locking behind doing that is lore. You're not, which is stupid. That's something you should never gate. On that note, release story mode when the fucking raid comes out. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. I don't know why that's not out.
Yeah,
sweet. It's bizarre. Yeah.
What are we doing? Just, it's literally story mode. If you're gonna put the raid out, put story mode out. I don't understand. Anyway, that's a side thing. But yeah,
this is tavern talk, man. Might as well get it all out now.
It is. Yeah. I mean, I got to rant a little bit, but
yeah.
The thing is, I've been really enjoying playing. I'm at the stage now where like I'm not getting any gear benefits from doing my weekly zone thing, so that's really just farming renown at this point. Which I don't mind. I think the Dune abundance thing, especially because it's voiced by Darren DePaul, same voice as N'Zoth, is amazing. It's like it's super laggy, but it's just chaotic, and I think it's fun. I think it's one of those almost
like that it's quick, and just fun mini game.
It's almost like guaranteed rewards. It's just like an easy thing.
Yeah,
like you said before, the soiree is kind of fun. Just a couple little daily quests or whatever. Maybe knock out
that one.
Maybe knock out a prey while you're doing it. Prey system at Nightmare, I think, is too easy.
I do.
I think Nightmare Prey is too easy. I think it should even have another level of difficulty. I'm 275 now. I am relatively geared. I could be raiding in a mythic guild. But it feels too easy. To me, there's no challenge in it at all. It's the exact same as hard prey, except you interrupt the fucking ad and kill a critter every minute because you get a debuff on you. But Mythic Plus has been really good too. I think it's been really fun. You're actually, not to put any pressure on you, you're the only.
I'm ready for this.
You're the only person on the raid team that has not done any Mythic Plus.
I was gonna bring this up.
Everyone else is 2K, which means they got a free catalyst charge. You do have 4.
Not this old dude.
You do have 4-piece though, right?
Yeah.
You'll accumulate catalyst charges. Yeah. So that's really good. So it doesn't
week 1, which is lucky.
Yeah. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. You definitely you're the least geared player in the raid by like 6 or 7 eye levels, but it doesn't matter because you're a tank. We're on Lura heroic and incredible fight. We'll get into all of that, but.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, it is. I'm loving the music, everything. We'll talk about that. But it's been. I was just gonna say it's been very accessible. Mythic Plus is very accessible. 10s right now are easier than they've ever been. I got Keystone.
That's good to know.
I got Keystone Legend. Like I think in the first week, even doing 12s and 13s in the first week. So feeling pretty good. Done Noleus hard mode, so I have the mount and everything from that. Didn't get Fabled, but. Really enjoying playing. Leveled the Warlock, like I said, I'm like 255 on that character. I haven't really played it in the last week or so, but that's what I'm up to. It's been super fun. So I'm kind of like moving off the world content aspects. I don't really do world quests that much unless I just happen by one and I'm doing it while doing a prey or something, and all of that. So
for me, it's all about prey for sure. Yeah. If I'm doing prey.
And the prey lore, the lore of the prey quests are fucking nuts. It's nuts.
I know. I mean, that's the thing is. The prey stuff itself for me, because I like achievements, so I'm going to try to get all the different guys you got to kill and all the different difficulties, like right? All the different NPCs.
Yeah.
But just listening to him tell me who the next person is I'm going to kill, I'm like, yes, give me more of that, because I want to know who this is and what this, like how he views this person.
Yeah.
And Astalor is an amazing character. They're going to do something with him.
I hope.
They're going to have to, because what he's, we can talk about this at a different time, but he's really, for me, like a mainstay. Every time I'm logging in, like, this dude's awesome. This character's cool. I want a blood mage. I want all of the cool stuff.
Don't steal my thunder, bro. Blood mage. I got so much to say about blood mage.
Listen, I'm just the appetizer over here. You're the main course.
Stop.
But final note actually on all these different like end game gearing opportunities. Mythic Plus is something that this is for like people who are just like probably like me. I've always been terrified of Mythic Plus post the squish. I don't know. I have no idea what happened to me when the War Within kicked in, and I was like, I used to run 12s with my buddies, and then I got like smushed in a 4. I was like, I'm gonna quit. I can't play this game anymore.
You'd crush them now, man. I'm telling you, they're easy.
No, but that's the thing is, one of our guildies was telling me, dude, I'm telling you, like Pharaoh, one of our guildies was like, dude, just do them. I promise you, they're so much easier. They made like pathing a bit easier. It's not as difficult. It's not as stressful.
Yep. And in
I said,
lower
okay,
key difficulties, they have an affix that shows you like a route that you can take effectively.
Which is what I'm gonna do since we've basically focused a lot on raid. You know, what I'm gonna do is try to get, like, my goal is to get 3,000 obviously by the end of the season. So I'm a bit slower because I don't have as much time right now.
Sure.
But by the time I think we're done with raid, I'll have like one or two of those nights just to do it with people who are leveling up alts, like their gear, or if they just want to get.
And I'll run them with you just to help, like
yeah.
I'll heal. That's one thing I'm loving about playing Pally right now is
nice.
I can play Ret and I'll just fucking crush damage. Or I can play Prot and I'll just fucking crush damage. Like I'm tanking 13s and I've never tanked Mythic Plus before. I'm confident right now, honestly, I could tank like a 14 or 15.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then I'll play Holy and heal. Like I love all three of them right now.
Do you think they just tuned it down?
Yeah.
Because I remember how it was brutal at the beginning of the War Within. I was shocked by how much damage was coming out of some of these like bosses. But
yeah, to me right now, 12s feel like 10s used to.
Okay.
That's kind of like how it feels to me. Maybe
that's
even
actually
like
a good
13s.
way of thinking about it. Yep.
Yeah, like they knocked the keys down a couple levels. So getting Keystone Master and Keystone Hero is super easy. And then Keystone Legend.
Hero, yeah.
Yeah, Hero's 2,500 and then Legend's 3K.
Oh, well then Legend, okay.
That's where you'll
Legend.
get the mount. Yeah. We could definitely get you Legend, like no question. I think it's like 3 13s and the rest are 12s and you'll get it.
Nice.
And I know since I've been tanking it, I know all the routes. So
so good.
If we run together, I can just basically tell you what to pull.
Just heal me or I'll heal you, either one. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into raid impressions real quick. Let's talk about Dream Rift first because it's the shortest one. If you don't mind, I'd like to lead on that.
Go for it. Absolutely.
Dream Rift boss, honestly, pretty good. Pretty cool. I think Chimeras has
yeah.
Chimeras is crazy. The loot from it is obviously nuts. I like when our first kill was actually like 10 minutes long, which is quite long for a heroic boss. We have not killed it on Mythic yet. Although if we can get more, we just have a 15-man roster. So for those
that's all it is.
We just don't have the people for a Mythic raid, but we're good enough to do Mythic bosses. I mean, we're fighting heroic Lura and there's like there's guilds that are 4 of 6 Mythic that haven't killed heroic Lura. So I feel pretty good about our guild. That is the case.
That's crazy.
Yeah, people are saying it's like as difficult as like boss 5 and 6 and 7 of like Void Spire, which is fucking nuts.
Damn.
So yeah, Chimeras, very cool. The music for Chimeras is unbelievable. It's so good.
So good.
In terms of the lore about the raid, for me, pretty disappointing. There's no like quest leading into it. There's no cutscene. There's basically nothing. It's just another one of those things that just really confirms for me that Harrandar was meant to be in the War Within, and that this is some kind of like incomplete experience. And I still think it's good, but God, I can't shake that feeling. And it's the only part of the War of Midnight that I feel that way about. And it's so disappointing because I had such high expectations and high hopes for Harrandar, and I feel like it just didn't really meet them. So overall, cool raid. Boss mechanics are cool. His quotes are crazy. Like, she forgets all of us. I feel only her pain. Like, it reminds me so much of Argus, no hope, just pain, only pain, all that shit. And obviously his model is just crazy. So so overall Dream Rift is pretty good. But yeah, I enjoyed that boss.
Yeah, I like the fight itself as a tank. It's fun. I like any type of like single boss fight where you can just pick up the patterns quick. You get in there, you get your loot, you get it done. Yeah, I felt the same way about the narrative. It really did feel like it was not supposed to be here, and that's all right. It's okay. Aside from that, yeah, very, very minimal. I mean, it'd be cool if we did something else with the Rift of Ulm. I think that's kind of why it's bothersome, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't really explain that much. You're like, okay, I know I'm here. I'm fighting this abomination that was allowed to grow too long. It's obviously problematic. It's obviously born of the Ulm dust and all that stuff, the goddess's essence and stuff, but I still find all of that tremendously confusing. I still don't get why the rift is there. I don't understand how it relates to the actual cradle and where the world soul is proposed to have been. I just don't get it. Maybe they're going to come back to that and explain. maybe it's kind of our
Yeah, they
Belladar of
could.
this expansion, where they say some things about it, but not enough that you actually know what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um, Void Spire, man. Oh man, Void Spire is
That's a
fucking
raid,
sick.
dude.
Yeah,
That's a raid.
yeah. What's your favorite boss of Void Spire?
So I would have originally said when we first cleared it, in like normal and like almost all of Heroic, I think we had a crown where I was like, okay, this is a lot of stuff going on. I
Mhm.
originally would have said the Paladins, the light blinded Vanguard.
Yeah.
As a Paladin tank.
The light. By the way, the light. Did I taste it? I mentioned the light. The light.
I will say that's super annoying, so I had to turn off like dialogue.
Yeah,
And I
their
had
text
to-
boxes are fucking disruptive, dude.
They're so big. So like the first thing I did was I got rid of the sound and the text boxes, chat bubbles, and then everything was like cake. I mean, we
Yeah.
went from like wiping nonstop, and I kept asking myself, what is wrong with me? What is wrong? How could I not do this simple fucking task of just swapping between these two morons? And I literally just got rid of those two things, and I was like, oh, this is not so bad. And I have to say, it's narratively, aesthetically, it's all up my alley. I love this idea of the light actually having some darker consequences if obsessed over or prayed to in a way that is with a certain type of conviction that is dangerous, right?
When you think
So-
you're above the concept of darkness, like I
Yes,
can't
and
be corrupted.
That's it. That's it. And even I think what I loved about it is just before you get to them, you hear
Yes.
our buddy Terralion being like, "Oh God, this is not what we should be doing." Speaking to Bellamy and
Bellamy's like,
and,
all that wield the shadow are the enemy.
Yep.
And you can hear in his voice,
Yes.
he's like, no, not all of them.
That's what he says. That's what he says. And in a way, this is what confirms a lot of my earlier worries with Terralion. What is he going to be like? And they really nailed that with him again, where we say this a lot, functioning as that foil to these three. So that was awesome. The fight itself is really fun. I enjoyed moving around, especially Heroic's good.
Different seals and stuff for the auras are cool.
That's really cool. Okay, so again, I'm going to say this is what my thought was at the beginning. This is my favorite. But I think Illyria, Crown of the Cosmos, is just amazing.
It's fucking
we started
sick,
out
dude.
we
It's so
started
sick.
out and we were so frustrated. Like there's so many things to do. And then I sit back and I think like that experience is what I want an end boss to be in one of these heroic encounters.
Yeah.
You have 4 or 5 different mechanics you have to handle. You have to think about who is best equipped, not only skill wise, but class wise to be able to handle these things. We
Death
don't have
Knights.
a DK, for
Death
example.
Knights.
Exactly.
Always
exactly.
Death Knights.
So
Every raid, Death
this
Knights.
is one of my big caveat that like we don't have any grips.
It's not
So
a
you're
raid
like-
buff. It's not a raid buff.
I mean, it so is. And it's one of those things that, I mean, we joke about it, but like I literally was like, next tier, I want to be a DK, even though my Paladin's been my main since, 2007.
Oh my god,
Like, I was
he's
like,
going
fuck.
Arthas. He's going Arthas,
I
guys.
might, because the grip, like I watch all these Dratnos videos and he just like, he presses
Love
one
Dratty.
button and then everything is like totally solved. While I'm like, I'm going to spec so I can get extra charges of my shield and it's going to jump here and there. But then also I want to make sure that we have somebody that can help taunt it towards me so that I can taunt it. It's just nonsense. Cause like what I would really love is just you press the grip and the damn thing comes there. You're done.
Yeah, Gorfing's grasp
yeah,
and just
so-
fucking everything comes in.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So anyway, a minor caveat to this fight, but
Oh, sorry.
Illyria itself, that fight, the swap is good. That taunt swap is great.
I love
enjoy
that too.
and I think like you and I tanked it together.
Which was, I have to say,
last-
that was sick. I had a lot of fun tanking
It was
that.
fun, dude.
Yeah.
It was fun. And like, okay, great. The Pally fight was fun, but this fight was great because you had 3 different phases where you have to do 3 different specific things.
Yeah.
You're focused on ads. You're focused on these arrows.
Positioning of
And
the
then you
boss
move-
in the circles.
Yes. And then phase 2 for me, again, this is just tank experience. When you're jumping into a raid for the first time, you're trying to figure out what is the best way in a tank swap to prepare your cooldowns and everything like that. And like people who've been playing this game forever know this, but until the War Within, I was always a healer in raid. So it's one of those things I had to learn over time when we were hitting these heroic bosses.
I'm sure you told me that, but I don't
So-
think that I remembered that. I guess I thought you'd been tanking for a while.
I had done like mythic tanking, mythic plus tanking with buddies
Sure.
in BFA.
Oh, okay,
But
so some
they
years ago.
told me in BFA, like, bro, you're gonna be an off tank. You're not healing anymore. So it was also I also tanked in sorry for the way back machine, but
No, that's all right.
Warlords. In the first raid in Warlords, they're
Yeah, that
like, you're
was
just
only
gonna be
like
an off tank.
11 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So like when I started tanking for the Order of Anchi, I was like, this is something I've been doing Mythic Plus, I've been doing LFR. Let's see how I do it. And I mean, there was varying degrees, but
You've gotten a lot better, man. You've gotten a lot better.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. The thing is Illyria was one of those fights where I finished and I was like, I feel really happy about just controlling all the information I can control. So like when you're a tank, you just like, you got to make sure you're watching those boss warnings. When are they going to fucking hit you with that thing? And you got to balance all these different mitigation tools out.
Especially with Pally, because sometimes Pally can feel pretty squishy.
That's it. So like Pally drives me nuts because I've had to spec into so many different things at a certain point where it's just pure mitigation, but I want to do damage. Mm-hmm. So I've had to like cut a few things, but it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna be honest, I just say fuck that. I just send it on damage. If I die, I'm blaming the fucking healers, dude.
and our healers, they have, because of this, formed a union.
Our healers are so good,
dude. They're amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been rambling. Illyria is a great fight.
That's totally fine. That's
next to Lura, I mean, Lura is amazing.
Oh,
and I think those two are
March
competing.
In a minute, but yeah.
No, I know, but those two are kind of like competing for my fave in total.
Yeah.
But Illyria killed it for me.
Okay. Besides March, because I don't think you'll pick either boss from March. What's your least favorite boss?
That's a good question.
For me, it's easy.
Let me.
You want to stew on that?
I'm gonna stew. You give me what you got.
I'll say my favorite easily in Void Spire, Crown of the Cosmos. Not even close.
Nice.
Like. The music, the transition phases are fucking phenomenal. Like, it feels like the end boss. Like, the fact that we went to Beleren and then Lura after is crazy. Like,
I agree. I actually wrote that they should kind of be swapped, but yeah.
I think Lura's even a step up. Like, it's just crazy to me that it somehow got even better. Like, Lura's fucking... Right. I'm watching Race to World First on the other monitor here, if I could...
That's a good point.
I could be so transparent about it, and it's fucking awesome. Like... It's awesome. But yeah, for Void Spire, definitely Illyria. I think that the phase one is just every phase feels unique and interesting and fun, especially if you're tanking. You just have a different job every time. I love the baits. I think that some of the tells for mechanics, like the arrows in P1 and P2, I'm not a big fan of those necessarily. But the way it makes the ad or whatever shine silverish if it's going to hit them is good. Like, as a raid leader, I can pretty clearly see which ones are going to get hit and which ones aren't, which is nice. It makes it easier to call. Last phase of Illyria just being like a fucking balls to the wall burn.
So good.
Sick, dude. Sick. I love once we got it situated with the Dratty Stratty and we went out to the edge and we moved for each, like, that really helped us a lot in terms of getting that kill. So I thought it was awesome. I really, really love that fight. For me, my least favorite fight, it's gotta be Dragons. Like, Dragons is just, especially pugging, Dragons is a fucking nightmare. People suck at aiming.
Veilgore and Ezrak, yeah.
Yeah, Veilgore and Ezrak, they suck at aiming the fear. It's so bad.
Oh yeah,
honestly,
the fear is rough. Yeah,
there's so much tank responsibility in this raid. I mean, with a Verzian, you got to make sure he's not on top of ads. With Fallen King loser bitch boy,
Salad Bar.
Yeah, I fucking hate that guy. He's such a loser. You got to make sure he doesn't get hit by the orbs, right? Which is also DPS responsibility. With Voracious, you got to make sure that you're soaking those orbs of the whole, those circles of the whole fucking raid dies. With Dragons, if you point them the wrong direction, the fucking raid dies. With Lightblind Vanguard, you don't put you don't move them out properly, you don't taunt properly, the fucking raid dies. I mean, tanks fuck up on Illyria. Like, it's very... I feel like every role has a pretty good amount of responsibility. But Dragons, for some reason, people, especially in pugs, it's really difficult for some reason. But for us, it's gotten a lot better. I just think having two giant dragons with like kind of weird hitboxes and a mechanic where they're supposed to be separated, but the actual like anchor for the separation 15-yard mechanic is like at the core of their their hitbox so they can technically be like right
very
fucking next to each other. It's very weird.
It's very awkward. Yep.
Yeah. Also, I just hate gigantic boss rooms. I'm not a fan of giant boss rooms where like if someone gets feared away, they're like 60 yards away from you. You can't even reach them with a battle res. I'm not a big fan
Out
of that
in
stuff.
Narnia, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of like least favorite lore, Salad Bar, because fuck that guy. That guy betrayed the Ravel, joined with Dimensius because he's a loser. He declared himself king. And he said that the secret council, which he was a part of, that was trying to find ways to solve the void issues, was the fault of. He turned against them and said that it's all the void sorcerer Locust Walker's fault. So huge fuck you to that guy. He got what he deserves. What he got. He got
Locust
what he had
Walker.
Yeah, I won't even pour one out for him. Fuck that guy.
But here's the thing, like you mentioned that about Saladar, he's my least favorite. Tanking him, listen, it's not that he's hard, he's just annoying. So like there's a timing issue that both me and our other tank, Farsight, have, where every single time we take us like one extra stack, it's when he does his like, obviously we're supposed to swap. We've been swapping back and forth on different stacks, but it was so annoying because every time you were supposed to swap, it was just before we were going to hit maybe 9 or 10 stacks, and then he hits you with that cosmic, I don't know what even, the hammer thing. Mm-hmm. And so every time, like for our first few kills, it was just annoying because I'd be talking to him like, dude, like, I guess we have to swap at this point. He's like, I know, but like they ramp up on the stacks really quickly, and we're just going back and forth. It was just clunky, and it's not that interesting of a fight. So
no,
if I'm going to be negative, I'm going to say Fallen King Saladar was not, like, that was my least favorite.
Yeah, very fair. Very fair. And then let's talk about, I'll say, just to touch on aesthetics here for this raid, gorgeous raid.
Yeah.
I mean, gorgeous. From the outside, all the boss rooms I think are pretty cool, except the big dragon one. I love the aesthetic of Void Spire. Fighting up on the actual crown at the very top is sick. The cutscene that follows,
yeah, we'll get into that. That was so amazing. Oh my god.
We'll talk those after we talk the rest of the raid stuff that we've done. But overall, beautiful raid.
So
one of the coolest looking raids from the outside, in my opinion.
I agree.
It's menacing. It's towering and oppressive. It looks evil. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. And the music is. We always talk about this. We just say we can't stop saying, oh, the music's amazing. No, it's so good. And again, you said, like the Illyria fight, the music, there are times when we're progging, like I've said, I'll put on something else. And I didn't do it this tier, which is kind of crazy. I usually put something else on to listen to, and I didn't. I really enjoyed the music a lot.
Even the early bosses, like Aversian and Voracious, have banger tracks, dude.
Voracious has
good.
A really good, you're exactly right. Voracious, and I like Voracious too, like just in terms of, like, it's a funny callback to Godzilla. It's just like
a giant beam.
It's just funny. It's just funny. Like,
yeah,
they know when to toss in just some little like Easter eggs or fun little homages,
pop culture reference.
Yeah, so I dig that. And again, music. I said the same thing. Atmosphere is amazing. I even wrote down during the time. I actually have notes from when we were raiding. I wrote down Void Spire is a mix of Mana Forge Omega and something else. Like, I can't really describe what the other thing is.
Honestly, maybe like
a lot of
Sanctum of Domination.
Oh,
like Lich King style shit.
Oh, damn. Okay, I could see that. But it felt like, for me, like they had taken what they had the inspiration from Mana Forge. Like, let's do something different with it, something alien. And also the variety of the fights are interesting. I think they really cooked on this one.
Yeah,
I'm very interested to see how we do if we get a chance to play with Mythic later in the tier, because I'm curious about it. I am.
Yeah. By the way, we're recruiting the Order of Anshe on Area 52. We raid Tuesday, Friday, Saturday Pacific time, 3 to 6 p.m. So we actually raid 9 hours. But we're just an AOTC guild. We need 5 players. Okay, we need DPS. It's literally all we need. We need pumper fucking DPS. So if you're interested, join my Discord. Send me a DM. Send me some logs if you have them. Let us know. All right.
So, join the guild.
Join the guild today. Yes.
We want you.
We could take melee. We would love more Death Knights. Okay, we would love that. We'd
like
love
all
another.
Of them, actually, maybe 5 Death Knights.
We would love some hunters. We would love some warlocks. Let me know.
Yes.
All right, dude. March on Quel'Danas. March on Quel'Danas is a fucking banger.
It's a heater, man. Wow.
Yeah. What did you think of? What did you think? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it's two bosses, right? So
Yeah.
this is my first thing I wrote down. This is badass. Wish it was the big raid. So this is my notes. Like, give me 6 bosses in this fucking place because straight up, come on, aesthetics are awesome. We're going back to the Sunwell. We're gonna fix this shit. We're gonna go. We're gonna go to the Dark Well. And, okay, so as it is designed, not fanficking, not saying what I wish it were. It's great. 2 fights. You've got a Bellerin, and you have, of course, our friend Lura. And Bellerin's fight itself is like actually interesting. I think the idea of splitting, like again, it's tank perspective, but again, the raid once you're fighting on heroic, especially, you gotta everyone has to really pay attention to their alignment with dark and or with void and light.
Yeah.
And I really like the idea of trading off these different alignments and playing within the bounds of the classic raid mechanics. So dropping puddles here, which is there's a lot of puddles. Making sure you pick up things that are like these light orbs, picking those up. You got a couple ads to take out. And yeah, no, I think it's a really fun fight. I really enjoy it's a basic thing, but I really enjoy like when you're tanking it, there's a moment where I think in the second phase, instead of just hitting one person with the light attack and then the void attack, Bellerin splits it between 2. So the speed at which you have to do tank swaps is really fun. It's really quick. And the egg, where you have to like blow up the egg, I think it's a great burn phase. Yeah, in general, a great fight. And then
It
I'll
feels
let you
very
talk more
much.
about Lura. But
Thank you.
Yeah. But, no. But I was going to say that Lura itself was just like, I didn't mean to like run over you because I know you want to talk about Bellerin,
that's
but really
okay.
quickly
I want to
with
hear what you
Lura,
think.
First impressions was like this, like in normal, it's like this is interesting. We skipped some phases, so we had no idea.
Normal was weird, dude. I don't think we realized that when the egg dies, the boss dies. Like I just don't think that we
Right.
understood that. So
Right.
we killed the egg, and then all of a sudden the boss just ended. We were like, what?
Right. So like when we killed Bellerin, yes, exactly. We didn't know what the hell was going on. And then same with Lura. And when we finished
Lura.
Bellerin, wasn't it last week? I mean, it feels like it was last week we cleared it. When we finished Bellerin, we went to Lura. And we know, again, for those who don't know, Lura has this one mechanic where basically she telegraphs a few different glyphs or images or signs that we have to translate. And basically you have to like, in that order, it's a Simon Says, right? It's one of these memory games. So it's like, oh, it's diamond, X,
T.
honestly, I forget T.
Oh, I don't forget them. I don't forget them
because you're the king of this, right? So basically, once we go through that, the people who get these things on their heads, they have to just follow an order. And once it's set, she spins around with a laser. And if you mess it up, we all die. And if you get through it, you move through it. So like, I really like the Lura fight. I think again, music, atmosphere is amazing. Animations are so cool. They're so unique.
Have you watched Have you watched the Mythic fight?
No, I haven't seen
Dude,
the Mythic fight. No,
you have to watch the transition back to phase 4.
Mhm.
It's fucking crazy.
Okay.
She
So
starts like
this
morphing
is-
into
Go
all
ahead.
these different like versions of herself, like different configurations of her crystal, and then like
Whoa.
turns into this big fucking like almost seraphim shaped like weapon looking thing. It is fucking nuts, dude. You have to watch it.
Cool. I'm
It's
gonna have to
insane.
now because I mean, yeah. If you have these little lore tidbits in your mythic transition phases,
And Mythic is
I'm
canon.
gonna have to watch it.
Mythic is
It's
the
true.
canon version. Yeah.
It's true. So this is gonna be cool then. But yeah, my experience so far, again, tanking it. I keep saying that caveat because some people don't tank. Like it's really enjoyable. It is really fun. We're moving it around. We're killing these little crystal ads, but again, DK would always be nice. You could just pull in these little ads. But beyond that, our first phase was really fun. Second phase, the intermission is really cool. Second phase is crazy. I really like it a lot.
Yeah.
We're still working. We just got to phase 3, so
And
we're
our
gonna have to work through that.
RP2,
But,
RP2 is going to get a lot cleaner because I was watching
Yeah.
RWF and I figured
Yeah.
out how they actually handle the cardinal marks and like where you stand. You
Okay.
stand slightly to the left first, on the mark, slightly to the right, every single pull. So we can
Oh,
clean it
okay.
up a lot, and I can assign people
Easy.
to certain areas too.
But I mean, I'm rambling here, but my impressions are that March and Quel'Danas is a huge success. 2
Yeah.
bosses, and yet I'm so like hooked. Like, yeah. It's my favorite. I think about it a lot. Like,
Yeah, I'm super glad to
How
hear
about
it.
you? How about you?
I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's awesome. Bellerin is a very interesting fight. It's another one of those fights with a huge boss room, so I'm not usually that big of a fan of those, but I like how they've utilized the room. I think it's interesting. For us on Heroic, we 2-egg it. I think in a week's time, we'll probably just 1-egg it, drop a DPS, and just fucking blast. And with a little bit more gear, I think we'll just 1-egg that pretty easily. Like you said, Luro, we're progging P3. I really don't think it's gonna... I think P3 is gonna be a little problematic for us because Constellations are a bitch. I think a lot of people are gonna die to Constellations.
I think so.
You see it in Mythic as well. I don't know if they'll instant kill you on Heroic, but on Mythic, they will fucking one-shot you. But most things on Mythic one-shot you.
Yeah, they might one-shot. I don't know.
I think that I think that it's really cool that one of the big themes of the raid itself is the division of something into light and void, which just screams to me like these may very well just be the two components that make up a soul, like the two primary components. Like we see Beleren and an egg split into light and void. We see it when it tries to go back together. We see the same thing with Lura in the Mythic phase, where in P3, I don't know if you know this, but she's divided into a light Naru and a dark Naru.
I now can see it. Yeah.
In P4, the when she transitions, she does a spell called reintegration, where she goes back together. So it's very much like the Sylvanas having her soul split, put back together. What I think happened to Azeroth kind of situation as well. So it's honestly, from a lore perspective, it's fascinating. From a fight perspective, we absolutely, I mean, it was normal, right? So like, we're not trying to flex on what we did on normal, but we fucking blasted Lura on normal. We didn't see the P1 intermission, and we didn't see P3. We had no idea that either of those things existed. We killed Lura in Dark Reactor. We had no idea that there was...
Dark Reactor is phase 2, is that right?
Yeah, we had no idea that there was anything but beyond that. Like... But I love how Lura is a callback to so many other fights, whether it's with like kind of like Farrak Seeds. I love the signs. It's like a Starg or Etrius, like Grand Conjunction style thing. More so in Mythic and P3, of course, because you're actually matching marks and running into each other. Yeah, I love the P2 Dark Reactor. It's a callback to her heroic fight, or excuse me, her dungeon fight, where she's blasting lines out and hitting these like fragments of herself. I love that you have these like circling black hole looking things. It's very much like Dimensius.
That's what I was gonna say. It reminds me a lot of Dimensius.
Yeah, it's such a cool fight. And on Mythic, I mean, it looks amazing. Like it to me looks like on Mythic, it looks like the hardest boss they've ever made. Like I mean, it's 4 phases. To me, this is like World of Warcraft's Final Fantasy 14 Ultimate Raid, and it's with 20 people, which is even fucking crazier. Just requires like perfect execution from these guys. So, and no one's killed it yet still as of recording this. We're recording this on Monday, the 6th of April. So I'm so impressed. What are your thoughts on, and you played back during a time where they did this more often. I joined when they kind of did this in Mists of Pandaria with Mogu'shan Vaults and then Terrace of the Endless Spring and
I know where you're going.
Heart of Fear. Yeah. What do you think about split raids and like time-gated raid releases as a more casual raider? What do you think of it?
Like I like it a lot. So again, first note that I have here is I like the staggered nature. So very basic for me. The variety and the flexibility of where you can go is awesome. So we haven't had this problem, but I thought we may well have an issue at some point where it's like, okay, we really want to prog Void Spire, but we can't get past this one boss. Let's go to Dream Rift. We kind of did, I think, our first week, but we I don't know. Once we got to Heroic, we just progged Illyria and it was all good, you know?
Yeah.
So
it ended up not being an issue at all. We did normal Chimeras, normal Void Spire, then heroic Chimeras, and then heroic Void Spire. And it was pretty good.
It was pretty I guess linear in a way where we just knocked it all out. But I think here's my overall thought. The way that it felt was awesome. No problem. I don't have an issue with it. I'm excited to see how they handle it during those dead times of patches. So what I'm saying is like the fact that they're able to get these bosses to us. We have 9 bosses.
Yep.
They're split between 3 places. That I think that allows them a little bit more time and flexibility to play with the 1 boss or 2 boss, patch content
of a middle patch. Those, dude.
Because for me, I was thinking some of my favorite parts of messing around with BFA was like I loved the I forget what was the raid called with like Unat and what was the raid in BFA?
Of Storms.
Crucible of Storms.
Not the most
So
broken, insane boss ever. I think it was a
Busted.
731 pull for Mythic for World First.
So broken. But for someone who, again, is a casual raider, jumps in when I can, back then especially, I loved the idea of doing that two boss fight. And again, like you said, as an old man, like the idea that like back in the day we would jump into BWL and we'd be like, all right, well let's try to get as much as we can get done, and if we fuck up, let's go to Nixia and just get some tier. Yeah. And honestly, it feels good. And for us, I think Chimeras, does he have, I forget, but doesn't he have like best in slot trinket?
And I was going to comment on that. Yes, he does. And I love that because we just go blast one boss. It drops Abyss for like everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I like this. And I think it allows them to be more creative, which I'm all for. Being stuck in a 9-boss gauntlet forever does get tiring for reclears.
Yeah. And it's all one note thematically.
Yeah, it's true. Like there are so many moments where we were finishing out Narrow Bar. I was like, I'm a bit tired of the violin, or I'm kind of tired of the spiders. So no, I love the idea of this. I think it'll also help them down the line. I think in terms of their development pipeline, they're able to come up with cooler fights where they can just say, that's a one boss, and we're putting you over here, So
yeah.
How about you? What did you think about it?
Well, real quick, Liquid is in P4, all players alive through the first beam. Boss is at 60% and steadily dropping. Their execution of the mechanics is flawless. They have Splinter Stars, are all handled perfectly. Everyone is still alive. Second beam coming now. They're on the fly, way ahead of the beam. Boss is at 40% and dropping. Everyone's still alive. There is a very good chance Liquid kills this boss here. Sorry, I'll talk about the split raid in just a second. Third set of Splinter Stars. Left is good, right is good, left is good. They have the battle res for the person who died. Boss at 22%. This is probably going to be world first. Way ahead of the beam world first, baby. That is going to be the first kill. 10% on Lura, 8% on Lura, 6, 5, all players alive. Liquid claims world first. Lura.
Yeah, baby. Cheers, Liquid. Let's
go. Dude. Let's fucking go. Cheers to Liquid. That is so cool
because, listen, we were going to talk about the raid for World First.
Let's go.
The fact that it just happened and you debuted your casting skills.
Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go. That was sick. Yeah, Max freaked the fuck out, dude. He just launched out of his chair. I love it.
Dude, well done. I hope you give him props because, damn, that was...
Wow.
I mean... Again, I'm speaking from someone who's only seen the reaction to this, but from what I'm gathering from a lot of people, this was such a crazy fight. Like everyone's saying,
dude,
how hard it was, and that it really pushed them to their limit, and both teams Echo and Liquid. So anyway,
incredible,
congrats, Liquid guys, awesome
incredible
job.
Fight. This is and we'll get into this. Yeah, this is the best. I've seen a good amount of races to world first, and this is the best one I've ever seen. Just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Yeah, props to both teams. And Method was creeping in there too. Just really amazing performance. As a viewer, I mean, the conclusion to this race is it's the best I've ever seen. Ret Paladin on top damage. Let's go, baby.
Yes, that's the hammer to the hearth, bro. That's the hammer to the heart.
That's right. Let's go. Let's fucking go. That was so clean. They had everyone alive at the end. That was so clean.
I'm excited to watch the VOD, man. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. That was sick.
Right in the middle of our discussion of the raids. Well done, guys.
4 Pete. That's 4 world firsts in a row for Liquid.
Man, they're awesome. It's so cool to see them just... They got that dynasty unlock.
They got that dog in him. I love Max too. He's such a cool guy. He's an amazing raid leader. Very well deserved and shout out to all the people in production.
Congrats.
Everyone who took part in it. It's amazing. So fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. I'm so glad we got to see that. So glad I had that on the other monitor.
I'm glad you got to be a caster, an esports caster.
Stop it. Hey, on that note though, I'll probably, I always say this about myself. I'll probably never get invited, but I would love to. I'm
not joking. We got to talk to these guys. I mean, we got to reach out and be like, yo, this dude over here will do it.
I have I have mythic rating experience. I can
totally.
I can stay calm when I need to be. I think it'd be super fun. I would absolutely love to do something like that. But wow.
Well,
okay.
Blizzard, if you're listening,
Oh, well, it's not Blizzard sanctioned, however.
Oh, that's right.
Team
I forgot
Liquid,
about that.
Echo Esports,
That's right.
anyone like that.
We're gonna talk to these guys hopefully at some point. That'd be nice to be able to get them on the pod and be like, "Yo,
dude, I would love to get Max on the pod. I would love to get Max on the pod.
let's do it. Let's try. Let's try."
Yeah, we'll try to figure something out. Okay, back to the question. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
I'm gonna exit out of this.
But that actually leads into what I was gonna say. How do you feel about Lura? Just our prog so far. How are you feeling?
Well,
The fight.
I do have lots of thoughts about Lura. Real quick, I'll say about the raid being split. I do think.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
My bad.
That's okay. I really like it as like a casual player. I think it was great to be able to just have one or two things to focus on, not have to do too much head math to figure out should we go to March, should we go to Void Spire, should we go to Dream Rift. I like that it was like this is what you have, and honestly, end of week 1 heroic, or week 2 heroic when we killed Illyria,
right?
we just were like, yeah, like I guess we're done for the day. Like take the rest of the everyone loves to hear that, like take the rest of the day off. So that was pretty cool. I've loved the raids. I love the diversity in the aesthetics of the raids as a result of them being set in different places. I feel like the thematics of the mechanics are more varied as well as a result, which I really like. So personally, I really like it. It might not have been the best because it led for like Racer World First viewership because it led to more split runs and shit. Lot of split runs. Really not the most fun thing to watch. I'm still of the opinion that I wish they held the Racer World First on like tournament realms. Everyone gets access at the exact same time. Everyone gets the exact same gear. Everyone has access to the exact same comps that they want to. There's no difference, outside of that.
I love that idea.
Even a playing field as they can get. I would love to see that.
That makes it esports.
Exactly. Yeah. If we want,
everyone's on the same playing field.
Yeah. And at that point, Blizzard is kind of like sanctioning it. They're providing the tools necessary to make something like that happen because right now they're not really involved at all.
But they do this with their arena, when they do their arena or the M+ events. So why not?
Yeah. In terms of Lura, man, what a boss, dude. What a boss. I mean, what can I say? I love the music. I love the build up to it. The pre-raid quest line where you go to Suramar and you're trying to figure out like, hey, why aren't the fucking Nightborn here to help us? What's going on there?
Yeah.
Definite fractal for I think what's coming up with Xal'atath, and I will talk about that. Got to give a shout out to Skiz, one of my very consistent viewers, one of the VIPs in the Twitch chat for really
shout out
for really pushing this idea. Initially, I was kind of resistant, but I see where he's coming from now, and I think it's a really good idea. But yeah, a fantastic raid. The phases are sick. I like the burn phase at the end. That's high stakes and a lot of mechanics that are going on. Again, watching it on Mythic has just put it in perspective how insane this boss is. I mean, it was almost a 500 pull boss for the best guilds in the world. So yeah, really, honestly, insane. Lura is my favorite fight of the expansion so far. Like Illyria is great, but Lura is, I think, a different level.
I agree.
Not only one of the most difficult, but one of just the most interesting, awesome designs for a boss that I've ever seen. In seeing a Naru that juiced up and that much of a threat, it's such a callback, obviously, to Muru, which was notoriously difficult back in BC and Sunwell.
I remember it broke a part of our guild at a certain point. Yeah. No, it's true. You're right. It is a callback.
Yeah.
And no, go ahead.
What did you think of let's kind of backtrack a little bit here, right? Since we're talking about Darkwell, March on Quel'Danas.
Yes.
Let's backtrack.
Yes.
We didn't really have any story or cutscene for Dream Rift, but we did, of course, have the cutscene finale of Void Spire. So walk me through that, because you and I obviously talked about who do we think is going to die this expansion. We both put Illyria and Turalyon on the board, but I think since the cinematic, we have actually changed tune on that a little bit. How are you feeling about those predictions now?
Yes. Okay, so this is good. So I do think that we've been hoodwinked.
Bamboozled.
I think we've been bamboozled. I think we had a little bit of I think we got a little too excited, and we thought, yeah, these guys are toast, and actually not so. So okay, we've talked about this in Raid. We've talked about this probably during stream as well. But my first experience watching it after we killed the boss on normal, whatever, I immediately thought, okay, there's no way they're dead. There's no way.
Yeah.
Because we don't see the body. We talk about this. You don't see a body. And I think
rule number one TV trope: no body, no proof.
You don't see it. And hey, there could be something silly down the line where I don't know. Lothraxion comes back. I don't know how. But
sure. He's Lightforged, so maybe he has like an immortal soul. Maybe he went to the realm of light.
He goes to the life land or the light lands.
The light lands, God.
But I have to say, it was a shock to see it. I mean, damn, you got Xal'atath stabbing her and then bringing out Lura. And again, I mean, you said this, but the cinematography was on point.
Yeah.
It was obviously like supposed to be a callback to other scenes, and you can get into this, of course, across Warcraft's raid cinematics. I think what I was really happy with was the fact that they did it. They did not do a half measure. It was not like, haha, we beat you, Xal'atath, haha, or, oh, Illyria, don't die, and she dies, right? Like, they're like, all right, we're going to do this. They sent it. And so, also, the animation of them falling, so that type of physics is crazy. The fact that they had
You're
that
hitting
in
all the
in-game
notes,
engine,
dude. Yep.
Bro, crazy. So
Taron Gregory and his team are so talented, dude. They are absolutely fucking crushing it.
They are amazing. I mean, industry standard Blizzard right now. I mean, come on, guys. Like, this is so good. And I remember thinking to myself way back in the COVID days, like, man, it'd be great if we could see some animations that were on the same level as like Final Fantasy 14. But now they're really doing a good job of incorporating some of their pre-rendered stuff into that, just the boss fight right now. Not that they hadn't. I'm just saying they're doing really good work with advancing the ball, Yeah. So anyway,
I think since Legion, it's just been getting better every expansion.
Yes, I agree. And it doesn't feel none of it felt silly. It was pretty awesome, pretty badass. That was such a good way to cap off what I think we want to happen, which is I really think at the very end of it, these two light and void figures are going to have to merge or my thought immediately was like, they're going down together, you know, whether they die together, which would be anticlimactic and kind of a bummer way to kill them.
Yeah.
Or again, I know you have a lot to say about this, but I really thought immediately they're going to fuse. Or if it's not a fusion, one of them is going to save the other with their powers. And it was so intense, whether it's the bop and the bubble or whether it's some shadowy portal thing, it somehow left something on them. A trace of the other, and I think that would be so amazing to see these two come out of this. And my aesthetic decision would have been the eye colors, right? That it's kind of one of the other, and that not that they speak in unison. You don't have to go that far, but that they do share maybe thoughts or maybe they're bound together.
Even. There's a term for that.
They can hear each other. Oh. I'll let you deal with that one for sure. So
soul binding is what that would be.
There you go.
I mean, that's soul binding. Everything is laid bare between two souls that this happens. In my video where I talk about my predictions for the March on Quel'Danas and its cutscene, which didn't come true, but ultimately we'll see in the future where it takes us. They weren't disqualified, we'll say, but they also weren't confirmed because the cutscene ended up being something very different. But yeah, I mean, I referred to something from League of Legends where these two lovers, Kai and Valmar, they fall into this well of darkness and they end up merging together with this entity called the Darkin, which
so cool.
Maybe even N'Zoth plays into that in some way. If we were to, convert it over to World of Warcraft, and they end up being three souls bound together in a single body, but they still have individuality, right? Like, so Valmar and Kai still are unique in there. They can speak to each other. They can speak to Varus. They have this special form that arises out of this union of souls, if you will. So, I really like the idea of a soul merger, a soul binding. And again, what's the theme of the raid that comes immediately after it? I mean, it's literally things that are split into light and void, reintegrating or becoming one whole thing again. So the idea that Illyria and Turalyon merge together is not far-fetched at all to me. And I mean, let's think about it. In Blood Ties, they're supposed to get married, which is a literal union of souls symbolically, and they don't. And it's like, what more could you do beyond marriage and really, frankly, beyond having a child together? The only thing that gets more symbolic or literal than that is a direct soul binding or soul merge. So like, I would absolutely fuck with that. Like that would be sick. Like Illyria has gold eyes, Trallion has purple eyes
It
or
would be
blue
so
eyes.
cool, dude.
Yeah, or they have one of each or heterochromic, which is one of each, but purple on the inside, gold on the outside, something like that to kind of like
Oh my god,
illustrate.
that'd be so cool.
Yeah, maybe Turallion becomes like a fucking like a void paladin and Illyria becomes like a light-based archer. Like imagine that.
Oh my god.
Like there's so many
and then
cool things that they could do.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so many cool things.
Wow.
Speaking of quality, I mean, dude, from facial expressions to body language, like in the we'll talk about the Void Spire cinematic, but when Sylvanas like flicks her cloak, I'm like, dude, what am I watching right now? Like the Xal'atath like eye roll and shit. It's so fucking animated. Like they're so well done.
I agree. I mean, they're on a new path.
Yeah,
I can see it.
I mean, the lighting in these cutscenes is phenomenal.
They're really telling these stories through the apparatus, and that's hard to do. For those who are animators, it's hard to do that when you're working with what are essentially sort of these pre-rendered models, and you're trying to like make it cartoony. The art design has to be cartoony, but also it's actually quite cinematic. It's brilliant.
Like the wide angle shot of the Void Spire, and then when it fucking zooms in and they're falling is unreal, dude. Like it's so good.
In terms of like cinematography, if you want to, because there's in animation, there's not like a cinematographer, but there is somebody who tries to emulate that, right?
Yeah.
So even if it's in a digital space, they're like, we're going to do camera shake.
Yes.
That small thing is massive to your sense of vertigo and of the physical displacement and everything. So, oh man.
It's why some people find like static cameras, especially when filming like action, to be like almost uncanny because it doesn't give that sense of motion and veracity that you would normally have.
I agree. Yeah.
In terms of callbacks, by the way, fuck me. The Illyria cutscene with her like on her knees or whatever. I think she's on her knees. She might still be standing. And Xal'atath like circling around her and Illyria saying like, I'm not going to serve you. Direct callback to Sylvanas and the jailer. The Windrunner sisters trying to overcome their inner darknesses in very different ways, but in such reminiscent scenarios. And Xal'atath saying like, serve me. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I don't give a shit about that. And then when Lura she comes together and like her core like pushes out this energy wave and like this, even the sound it makes is so fucking similar to the jailer's core going into him and then the armor connecting and the goo and then the fucking pulse of energy. And the way he's just standing over them and the way Lura's just towering
over. It's that low angle shot.
Oh,
yes.
So sick, dude.
Yes.
It's so sick. So many callbacks. So I guess probably should have seen the fact that Sylvanas would be featured in the next cinematic. Probably should have seen that coming. Couple little.
I said it. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you called it, you called it. The thing,
but it's not that hard. But yeah.
I mean, like one of the things I think I said when I did the 1127 quest line where you visit Sylvanas in the mall was like, if she's gonna come back, she has to come back at like that moment of defeat where like we're about to fucking lose. And then the Ranger General, like literally an arrow comes flying in and then like the Ranger General appears and that's literally exactly what the fuck happened. So I was so stoked about that.
It was a really good cutscene.
Yeah. And
it was amazing. Yeah.
There's some complaints about it I'll address, but before that, the lore, some more stuff about Void Spire. It appears that this Dark Well is channeling obviously down. We'll talk more about that as well, what that could mean. And then there's a lot of speculation about N'Zoth right now. Because people think that N'Zoth is in the blade, right? Last time that N'Zoth interacted with it, he said to Xal'atath, you can go now that you're freed from the blade, but the blade remains to serve my will. Then Rathian stabs it into N'Zoth. We see this animation happening. I think that myself and many others were under the impression that N'Zoth is being absorbed into the blade, right? Thinking of it as like a Morn blade. But Morn blades can do another thing too. They can sever souls, right? They can break them apart. Now, usually when they sever them, they take a piece of them into them. That's what I've seen anyway with Uther and Sylvanas. However, in the case of Lura is literally severed from Illyria. And in the moments when Illyria is falling, her eyes are actually opening and her mouth opens. And it actually kind of looks like she might still be alive. So there's a lot of speculation regarding Old God whispers, at the hour of her third death, she ushers in our coming. Illyria had said back in BFA, I think one of the quests, or the Legion epilogue quest, that standing in the Valley of Heroes in front of Stormwind, looking at her statue, she said, I think to Turalyon, that she feels as though sometimes she's already died twice, right? So she's a prime contender for that whisper. Keep in mind, I think whispers they're not just one specific instance. I think these whispers
They can be many. Yeah.
Exactly. They're set up in a way where they can almost be fractals, and they can cover multiple different characters. There's other maybe good examples of characters who fit these and other scenarios that fit them. So
it's very void of them, right? They see all the different futures and possibilities. Why not? Yeah,
absolutely. And so there's also, her heart is a crater. We have filled it. And there's also visions that Illyria had of her, slaying this great darkness, this great evil at the bottom of Azeroth's oceans and replacing it. So there's some thoughts of Illyria and N'Zoth switching places, and N'Zoth being inside of Illyria's body or something like that. A different twist on taking, not replacing it, taking its place is what it says. So that's a really interesting theory surrounding it. I totally agree. Do I think that's what's happened? I mean, I want to say no, but I don't really know. Like, I mean, it absolutely could. N'Zoth could be, if N'Zoth is in opposition to Xal'atath, as has been like kind of shown. Maybe there is something going on there.
That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So yeah, some really interesting lore stuff to consider there. With that cutscene.
Yeah.
Quite an enjoyer of it. And but yes, I agree. It doesn't feel like the climax. It doesn't feel like the end. And like I said in my March on Quel'Danas, kind of prequel video, not prequel, that's not the right word. Kind of preview or kind
preview?
Of prediction video.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
I did mention that it feels like these characters got about halfway through or 3/4 of the way through their arc, and then this happened.
Totally.
It doesn't feel like they actually got the conclusion that they are going to get.
No, in a way, it does feel like their climax, and in terms of their development, right? Because if they were to, let's say we do return back to the Void Spire cinematic, if they do merge, I mean, you've got your narrative resolution broadly, for them, So
yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab another.
No worries. Damn, I'm gonna grab some whiskey. Here, I'm not kidding. I'm gonna grab a.
I can go for it. Okay, fuck. Oh, that's like okay.
I got myself a nice 12-year Glenfiddich.
God damn,
it's not bad at all.
God damn.
I got this nice little glass from one of these
chip in it though.
No, exactly. So it's such a pain. So I love this one so much, but
gotta be careful.
I'll just have to. I know.
That's a bummer.
Gotta avoid that shit. But
all right, going on number 2 here.
All right, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers. Let me get that poured.
Salut, santé, whatever you want to say. Cheers. Boom. Nice little whiskey to enjoy this sucker.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. All right, yep.
So, thoughts on the March on Quel'Danas. Thoughts on the March on Quel'Danas cinematic.
Yeah, so okay. For those who haven't seen it, sorry, spoiler, Sylvanas appears out of like just the best timing.
Literally thin air.
But the Deus Ex Machina stuff is just fantasy. Like for people that get it, I saw some stupid stuff about, well, of course she'd show up there. This is Blizzard's writing. It's so Disney. And I was like, what? You don't understand.
Have you ever watched a fucking movie or read a book?
It's so frustrating because listen, I'm a lore enjoyer. I like lore. I'm not an expert. Okay. I was able to say, bro, don't tell people that.
I don't even have lore master. I'm a fraud.
That's true. You are a fraud. I literally said, I'm not even talking about my prediction. I said the moment that Sylvanas was toast and that I heard we would find out a bit more about her later, like you said in that patch, in 11, was it 2.7? I forget when it was.
That's right.
I thought it would just be nice if her redemption arc was just to come back and be a good sister, right? To come back and be someone to clean up the mess that she left, especially after we learned that her soul was split. Now, again, some people might say it's a retcon. Maybe it's a clever way of cleaning up what was left as bad writing by Afrasiabi. But I think in general, the idea of her coming back right here, it just hits, right? Because she's been working through the Shadowlands. There's a lot of, for those who don't like to hear this, there's a lot of homages to the Shadowlands.
Yeah.
I noticed it in the music first more than anything else.
There are definitely like
of
jailer motifs and shit in the Void Spire music.
Yeah, and Illyria is the most loud. Like at the very beginning of the fight, it's very loud. Like, oh my God, this is very jailer-esque, right?
Yeah.
So I think throughout, I don't know if we talked about this in the last pod, but I do think there's a lot of similarities, or at least fractals to Shadowlands. A lot.
Yeah.
And when she came back,
I mean, look at Astalor.
I will just...
I mean, shit.
Exactly, exactly. And for me, Astalor was sort of, it's one of the keys to like really realizing that they're going to bring us back to Shadowlands, maybe. Like this is an interesting relationship that they're trying to draw us back into. And I think it helps. I don't know how they'll do it because no matter how often I've listened to your streams or read about it, I still don't know what they're going to do with Shadowlands as a shadowed world, right? That they want to maybe bring back together at some point in the future. Maybe not in this saga, but the next. I have no idea. But the idea that you have Astalor doing like Revendreth things was like, oh, dog, come on. This is so good. So then with Sylvanas coming back from the Maw, again, she mentions a temporary time. She can't be out long, right?
Yeah.
Past her curfew. I thought
at least it gives that an impression. There's some kind of toll that is taken.
But I thought to myself specifically in that moment, like, damn, they are doing a good job of bringing her back now. Because a lot of the discourse, again, I'm not really on social media often, so I don't get to see what other people are saying.
It's
but
probably good.
I did for this a little bit more, only because throughout our Discord, a lot of people chat about things. And there were some people that were like, yeah, I really didn't expect them to bring Sylvanas back in such a way that made her look so sympathetic, in a way that wasn't cheap. And after what she did to the Night Elves, and after what she did to every faction of the Horde, and what she did to the world by having that part of her soul dominated, we would say that, right? That she was dominated.
Well,
I sit back and I think,
when she was a banshee,
initially, the worst influences of her.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's like if you think about if your soul gets broken and you literally lose your capacity for like empathy, compassion, like regret, like it's like who would you be? Probably a horrible person.
True, and maybe it's also just easier to say something to the effect of you'd be a
PvPer,
right?
Is what you'd be.
You would be a mindless PvPer.
Sorry, we love the PvPers. We love the PvPers.
I actually really miss PvP. I'm going to have to get into a little bit more, I think, this season. Really thinking about the Shadowlands. Of course, the actual narrative itself, she saves her sister. I mean, to see Varisa and her connect again was really powerful. I like the fact that they're doing the Sylvanas family right. And I do think they will in the end, because I think since we've talked more about what these themes are, about family and about uneasy alliances and bringing back communities together, that's all great. But what I really enjoyed in this moment was the idea that family is hard. Sometimes different members have to go outside and come back, that there can be forgiveness even in this like unit that is not perfect. And we saw that with Erator, and we saw that with his parents. So I like the idea that they're challenging. No, and I think they're challenging, everyone says Disney, they're challenging the nuclear family. They're saying, this is not how it is. It's not all white picket fences and mom and dad are homies and they love each other. And
even though they're fucking heroes.
Right. Like these are really exceptional figures in a fantasy world who are dealing with the same shit we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Struggling with their siblings, struggling with their parents, struggling with their legacy, struggling with
their children.
Absence of
their legacies,
exactly.
I guess.
And then, well, yeah, but their children, and they're also dealing with the absence of their parents. Maybe they don't have they don't have this these guardians. Exactly. So exactly. So they really hit that theme really well. And again, the design itself of the cutscene was awesome. I mean, when I say design, I literally am just saying the craft. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I've watched it like 14 times at this point because I cannot get over, as you're about to say, and I'll let you go on, her flicking her little like cloak, you know. I mean, it's these small things that these characters do that they've really they've animated, and they've added expression to something that is just as simple as we're going to move a leg here, we're going to move this piece here, they're going to do this,
Yeah.
And so my impression is that it was awesome.
I'm glad to hear that. I feel a very similar way. I think obviously if you watch my reaction to it, I'm very excited about it. And I think I want to clarify just one thing to start is that this isn't really even like the return of Sylvanas. She comes back, she gets the brief moment as Ranger General to help kind of save the day, but then she's off to continue that penance. And I have so much to say about this if you'll allow me.
The floor is yours.
First of all, I've seen some critiques. Where are the players in the cutscene? What about all the other people? Did you watch the fucking Seat of the Pantheon cutscene? Because we're not in that one either. It just doesn't always work like that. They're not gonna like animate like our character has different models and transmogs. It's silly. It's not. It's just not like that. Like, first of all, it's just dumb. Second of all, I think that the timing of the shot is honestly just fucking awesome. People are like, where did Xal'atath come from? I don't know, probably down through the fucking void, like the dark well from the Void Spire, which we literally did in the last one. Like, did you forget about that? Like, what do you mean? Where does she come from? I think next I would say, I think you're at a position where Varisa and Erator, there's nothing that they can do to defend themselves against Xal'atath in that moment. If Sylvanas doesn't show up, and I've seen another criticism. How did Sylvanas know exactly when to show up? Bro, it's a fucking fantasy game. Like, it's just heroic timing.
It's not real life.
It's just, it's when someone falls off the thing and the dragon catches them. Or when the fucking tower's about to fall on the girl and Superman catches it. Like, it's just heroic timing.
I don't know if they need to know she's like super powerful, and I don't know, she's like always, I don't know. It's not that hard for me to understand that maybe she may have a premonition.
Maybe, but we also told her we needed her fucking help, and it could just be lucky timing.
That's actually a great point.
I think she says that she's kind of watching. She's keeping an eye on things.
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's as simple as like isn't necessarily as simple as like she just had good luck and showed up, right? But it's a video game.
You're right.
We're gonna have epic timing. That's just how there's this obsession of like with us losing. It's a video game. We play the hero characters in the game. I always ask people, like, what happens if
we lose a lot, bro?
Well, I mean, we do lose a fucking lot, but people just don't recognize it. I ask people, like, what happens if we let the jailer win? Oh, well, then the universe gets dominated by him, and then we have to fight back. I'm like, you clearly don't understand what domination is. Like, we lose.
No,
like,
we have to unplug the servers, bro.
Yeah,
it's over.
Like, what the fuck? Obviously, really horrible, terrible shit happens, and we lose. These are like galactic fucking hope and resistance ending threats. Like, that's it. GG. So it's just such weird, silly criticism. But that stuff aside, some things I loved about the cinematic, when the arrow actually comes flying in, the shadowy trail off of it, contrasted with the cosmic void of the well, makes me think, here's another pretty deliberate contrast of shadow versus void, because these two things are not the fucking same. And I love that. The way that the Chronicle chart tries to conflate them as though they are the same thing, they are not. Shadow is most certainly, in my opinion, more associated with death. Shadow word death, shadow word pain, all of this stuff. It's associated with diseases, things like that. Maybe even blood magic, unholy magics, necromantic stuff. Whereas void is more entropy, gravity, madness, like inevitability, possibility. There's clear thematic division between these things. So that was a really cool thing. I love the animation of it shattering Xal'atath's little orb. People will be like, well, she missed the fucking shot. Again, dude, imagine Sylvanas comes in and steals our thunder by killing Xal'atath. Like, what are we talking about here? I think that, I hate to bring this term up, but sometimes it feels like media literacy is so absolutely fucking shot. Like people do not get that, like, there's a deeper level of development for this. Like, I'm so glad that these people are not crafting stories, because holy shit, they would be terrible. I'm sorry. I just have to say it.
I just, quick aside, I just don't think they read. And if you're not reading, you're not understanding that.
It's not even just reading, bro. You gotta just pay attention to movies.
That's true. But I think there's something to the idea of, like, maybe if you read a very basic novel, you understand the A, B, and C. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not that.
Sometimes there's a moment that,
in the famous words of Pyromancer, according to Taganor, it's just not that complicated. It's just not
that complicated.
No, it's not that. There's conventions that you follow when you tell stories. Like, that's what's fucking happening. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm ranting a lot.
No,
I have a lot of great things to say about the cinematic. I love that I love that swagger that Sylvanas has. She's remorseful. She clearly understands that what she has done is horrible and that there is an absolute need to seek penance and to do this, right? I
Yeah,
don't
I
think that
agree.
Sylvanas believes that she can or should be forgiven. I don't think that Sylvanas believes that she can or should be redeemed. I don't think that's her
I think
desire at all.
I think you're right, and I think through the sorry to jump in, but the voice acting kind of nails that.
I think
Like
so too.
she's so sad, and I
Patty
mean I
does a
know I'm
great
being
job.
yeah, and I don't want to just be basic, but my first thought was like she senses this is not enough.
Mhm. She knows. She realizes she's done terrible things. That's why she says before she goes back in the portal, like my real penance has really only just begun. And she's right. 7 years or however long it's been is not enough. Um,
Yep.
so I think that they're handling that really well. I think that if they just had her come back with a big heroic moment and all is well, all of a sudden that is immensely cheap. I would fucking hate that. That's immensely lazy. It's not earned. It has to be convincing for the player. It has to be convincing for Tyrande because she's the one that gave such a sentence. It has to
Totally
be
agree.
convincing. I love her swagger step towards fucking Xal'atath flicking that cloak as she says, "Even your wretched kind." I think she's
It's
speaking
so
about
good.
void beings in general.
I
Um,
agree.
and I think that it's pretty evident based on the Three Sisters comic from back in like Legion or BFA, I think BFA, where the Void is screaming to Illyria to kill Sylvanas. She serves the true enemy. She seeks the death of all things, all possibilities. End her, kill her now. Kill. It's just like spamming in her brain.
She's just a threat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just, and is it orderly death? I mean, Sylvanas basically says like even the void kneels to death. So maybe, the void is not the lowest energy state or end all be all in the way that we thought it was. Maybe we have
Hmm.
a misunderstanding of the void, which would not be surprising at all. Because that's like one of the biggest like themes and tropes of the void is that it's unknowable and eldritch and, kind of beyond our perception and
Beyond our
reality.
capacity. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely, it's maddening. So I love that. I love the way she's animated. The moment where Verisa is almost like postured up toward her. I love the tension that they kind of build there. I love that she
Yeah.
goes in for the hug aggressively, and I love that Sylvanas doesn't return it. I feel like that is such
Yeah.
a beautifully complex and deep expression of maybe a couple things for Sylvanas. Maybe there's a bit of general discomfort because she hasn't experienced anything like that in a very long time. When was the last time Sylvanas had someone give her a hug? Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
a
powerful. Yeah.
long fucking time. And your sister of all
Yep.
people who has reasons to like be angry at you. Um,
Yep.
even if it's just from a sense of abandonment. I think that for Sylvanas, maybe she feels like she doesn't deserve it. She doesn't know. She doesn't feel like
That's what I think.
she doesn't feel like she should return the gesture because it's not right to her. Maybe she feels a tremendous sense of guilt or remorse or regret for
I
what
think so.
Verisa has gone through as a result of her two older sisters being gone. Um,
Yep.
and Verisa talks about that. I thought I lost my sisters to the great beyond. If one of them is still out there alive, maybe so is the other one. And so that's obviously a pretty direct hint at like Illyria's probably not gone. She's probably not dead because she says that if you talk to her after the cutscene. Um,
Right.
I love when Verisa kind of whimpers when she's hugging her. That hit me pretty hard. The more that I rewatch it, especially, it's just beautiful. I have siblings, an older brother and a little brother, and I can only imagine being drawn away from them for nearly a decade after the horrible things that have happened. Verisa's only heard rumors of what's gone on with Sylvanas since the Shadowlands and during the Shadowlands. And that just felt like a very sincere, vulnerable, just very sweet, like in a sense, like you're my idol, you're my protector. Like I miss you so fucking much.
Yep.
And it's so obvious with how Verisa says to her, like, maybe there is a way that you can come back. And I love how Sylvanas kind of looks back at her with almost expressionless. I get this sense in Sylvanas's eyes that she doesn't believe it. She kind of maybe knows deep down that there is no coming back, that there is no true redemption, and that the Windrunners will forever be fractured, like their family locket and their gems represented in the dungeon. Um, it's very somber, and I think that the Windrunners are just such a tragic family. They could be cursed. Who fucking knows? Just like the Menethils, in my opinion. And then the one of the last things, Xal'atath kind of rolling her eyes at Sylvanas, which some people also did. Oh, the Windrunners, Sylvanas, whatever. They're integral to the fucking story of Warcraft. She's been in the game since Warcraft fucking 3. She's so essential to the whole entire Lich King storyline and much of the story that's happened since then. I hate to say it, but alongside characters like Illidan and Thrall,
True.
she's one of the most popular and interesting characters in the history of the game. She's at the Regina as well.
I even think they admitted it at some point. Like someone in like the Blizzard admitted that she's like, I may have been Metzen. Someone big said something to the effect of she's in our like in our pantheon. Yeah.
Of like high tier characters
of the most important characters.
And to be honest, man, maybe it's just me perceiving this, but there's a trend that appears to be the case of like no matter which expansion you pick, there's always someone complaining about someone being in the spotlight. Oh, this time it's too much Garrosh. Oh, this one is too much Jaina. It's too much Sylvanas.
Oh, where's
too much
the Horde?
Like in Cataclysm. Oh, I'm so sick of Thrall. It's a constant fucking thing. Who cares? Honestly, who cares? So I did kind of like that kind of writing off from Xal'atath. She's so cocky. She's so sure of herself, which is ironic considering she's the Void being. But and then the final thing is her retreating into the Dark Well, which if you pay attention during the beam, you can see members of the Devouring Host going down into the Dark Well. Okay, now little lore lesson here. The Sunwell is created from a vial of water from the Well of Eternity taken by Dathramar Sunstrider, establishing the Sunwell and founding the Kingdom of Quel'Danas thousands of years ago. Okay. With that being said, the Sunwell is not only in the city of Silvermoon is not only built upon the sacred bones of an ancient Amani city, which I'm sure the Amani love that. And you have to ask yourself, why was it sacred? Probably for heavy spiritual and magical connections to some degree. Maybe even connections to places like the afterlife or whatever. Spiritual planes, astral planes outside the boundaries of reality, twisting together, so on and so forth, Emerald Dream, whatever it might be. But the well is also created on a confluence of ley lines and also in a pre-existing lake, effectively. So there's a pre-existing body of water which this is crafted into. So many people may not know this, but there are huge ley lines are basically like these venous channels of energy that run through the entire world. Now, I think it's easy to think of them as tunnels in the earth that have giant arcane beams shooting through them, but I don't actually think it's that simple. These are more so like unseen magical currents, kind of like the weave in Dungeons and Dragons type of setting. So they're currents that run through everything, and there are massive confluences of them. And there are entities such as the Blue Dragons and Masterful Mages that have the capacity to redirect and channel these ley lines into confluences. So Karazhan has built a top one, which is very near to the Dark Portal. Karabor has built a top one on Draenor. There are ley lines on Draenor, which is very near to the Dark Portal on that side. And so is the Sunwell. Presumably so is the Nightwell. And the majority, actually, of mass civilizations in Azeroth are actually built on confluences of ley lines. Now, ley lines have been shown to have the capacity to not only provide magical power, but aid in the breaching of the boundaries of reality. Okay, so who knows what other realms you may be able to tap into when you exist upon mass confluences of ley lines. With that being said, the Sunwell is on a mass confluence of ley lines. Xal'atath retreating into the Darkwell and going down is highly suggestive that she is actually entering the ley line system. That is very fucking bad. That's very, very bad. Because if you recall, Olwenn, the quest lines that led up to the March on Quel'Danas, we went to Suramar because we weren't receiving any response from our request for aid from them, right?
Yes.
We go there, we find out that they've been infiltrated. And what are the Twilight's Blade cult doing there? They've gone into the Archway.
Yep.
They've infiltrated the network of magic.
Yep.
That runs beneath the city, and their golems, sentries, and any magical things that function off of that current are ceasing to function. They're corrupting it with void, and they're consuming it.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And so this is what we talk about with fractals. Blizzard has done a great job, especially recently, of setting up smaller stories that hint at the bigger story, right? So what is very possible is that Xal'atath has accessed the grander ley line system, a bigger version of what happened in Suramar, and seeks to consume that energy, which holds tremendous power, and potentially disrupt it. If she does that, what kind of systems on Azeroth may begin to fail? What, like, and this is very potentially similar to the D&D story of Karsus's Folly, who crafts this 12th level D&D spell, who tries to absorb the power of the goddess
Mistra, isn't that right?
I think she's, I don't remember, she's
Mistra?
I think she's Mistra who becomes Mistral, or the other way around, doesn't really matter. She's the goddess of magic, and she controls the flow of magic, the weave, which is exactly the same as ley lines conceptually in World of Warcraft. As he consumes this energy, Mistra dies, and she actually sacrifices herself. He briefly becomes a god, but then he dies, and then the weave basically like fucking breaks and ceases to like function properly. So this event called the Spell Plague occurs, where spells and magical endeavors of any capacity basically do not function normally anymore. After Mistra sacrifices herself to be reborn, she puts a limit on the level of spells that can be used to 10, so that you can't use 12th level spells to become a fucking god anymore, to usurp that power.
Right.
And Xal'atath could be basically doing, and this is from Shinzai and Skiz, two very long members of the Discord, one of them a VIP, one of them a mod. This is their idea, to be very clear. We could basically be careening towards Xal'atath's Folly in World of Warcraft, as opposed to Karsus's Folly in D&D. And one of the very key things, Karthus is a part of a civilization that has floating cities. Guess what happens to the cities when the magic stops working?
They crash.
Right out of the fucking sky. So we see Xal'atath destroying Dalaran. It's very, perhaps, reminiscent. So what kind of Titan facilities or other machinations function off of these magical currents? What kind of fallout could be the result of this magical disruption? Only time will tell. And that may end up being the very reason why the Titans come back and are like, okay, it's time to get nasty. So sorry for the long-winded explanation there, but
no,
that's kind of where my mind is at. Some fantastic ideas from some other people, and that's kind of what I think was being depicted in that cutscene.
No, I mean, I would say the final thing I'd say is, if this is the direction they're going, I understand why the stakes are so crazy for us heading into The Last Titan. Let's just, all of a sudden, Uldir and all these different like facilities, the ones we don't even know, are just toast. And yep, that would not make the Papa Amanthul and his homies happy. Yep.
No, especially if, the Blue Dragons were tasked with kind of optimizing this network of energy and channeling it. That's why they have this huge beam of energy in the caldera, which is the top of a volcano, by the way, in Northrend, where the Blues are from. And they also use domination magic, just as an aside. They use it on Karastraza in the dungeon, but I digress. Not that important. There's no connections to Norganon. Do you have any...
Fucking Norganon, man. Damn.
Hell yeah. Before we move on to Race to World First, let's talk a bit about how we feel about one or two of our predictions currently. I've been talking a lot right now. If you would go ahead and let us know, what are you thinking about your predictions? Any new ones? And how do you feel about what we said in the last episode?
Yeah, okay. So let's just set up my immediate thought that we discussed. Okay, I do not think Turalyon and Illyria are going to die.
But I have to say, I'm so sorry to jump in already.
No, it's okay.
They definitely made it fucking seem like they were going to. I feel like it's an intentional subversion of expectation. They set it up to look real bad, but then there's but here's the twist.
Do you think it's just a MacGuffin?
Well, I think
where maybe we're led this way to think something else,
like a red herring.
I guess it's a red herring, not a MacGuffin. Yeah, I guess a MacGuffin is more the idea that we think it's a different character who's gonna be got, I guess, in like a mystery novel. But yeah, okay, you're right. Maybe it is more of a red herring. Another thing could be they could listen. How about this? I'll just say this: they could die at the very end.
Yeah.
And maybe there is a sacrifice that would protect everybody.
And their sacrifice could be what reignites the Sunwell.
Exactly. And then,
or
that
the
would make a lot of sense. The Dawnwell, or I don't know what could they... The Dawnwell's nice. I like that. That actually sounds great.
That's what the final chapter of the story is called, Dawn of a New Well.
It's called... Okay, well then, we got it. They're toast. But, I guess that's a good way of thinking about it. They're not going to die yet. So can't write that off. The Sylvanas thing, she didn't fully come back, but I do think no matter what I think she'll be back. I think the reason why I would also say that is I mentioned it before, maybe in our first episode, but I like the idea that Sylvanas is coming in if Illyria does die.
Yeah.
She would be this figure that fills in for a mother figure. Maybe she's not used to it, but she handles it well with Eretor. I mean, again, I know that we don't want to give Sylvanas her flowers yet, but if she does something magnificent and does save everyone, if
Gotta
she
give
finds a
credit
way
where it's
to
due.
exactly, and I mean, we don't want to be too deep on being sort of psychiatrists of a character that doesn't exist or a person that doesn't exist, but it would be nice to see her fully redeemed on her own merits, not just the snap of a finger from a writer, you know? So I think it's going to take her some time.
Yep.
So we talked about this, I think, when it happened, and there is a reaction video that you have on your YouTube channel. But when that Sunwell turns into this Darkwell, a lot of people died, and we didn't really talk about that too much. Like, we didn't expect that to happen. Hell, my Paladin class hall is going to be pretty empty after this. You know, you're gonna have a lot of these homies gone. But
and they might have been a lot of like minor or secondary characters, but it's like you can't just blast all the cat. Like, we almost lost Anduin, we almost lost Faerun, we almost lost Velen. They barely hung on.
I think overall the only other prediction I would like to kind of throw out there is I think we will see more of Herondar develop in a way that might be more satisfactory, because I think at some point my prediction would be that we actually learn about what the heck, really, where is Azeroth in this cradle? Is it the same? Is it, you know, like, I think we will learn by the end.
How did the rift actually get created?
I think they're gonna either give us a small raid to work on this in one of these middle patches, or they'll try to finish tying up. I'm not that I'm saying it's completely like that it's clean, but the Orwena story is pretty. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was fully finished, so I think the only thing I would say in the end is I think we will get something that would make us sit back and say, okay, Herondar was not ideal at the beginning, but by the end, I can see where they're going. So, sorry, but I did say something about Belladar. That'd be interesting to see if they did continue to do something.
I have a feeling that's going to be that'll either be late stage midnight or TLT. Like, that's a very end game thing, I think.
It feels like it, because I don't know how they would do it at this point with what we know.
We're going to have to go back down the core way, by the way.
Exactly. This ley lines business could bring us back there. So maybe that's a mini prediction that we'll actually see what the hell is going on with Belladar. So
yeah, I'd like to. We also have Lornendel from Siren Isle, so we know that more Belladar crystals exist, also based on the account of Arcadis.
True.
So where else might we find these? What is their purpose? How did they get there? There's still so many questions to answer in that regard. How could they relate to Azeroth or Elune? And how do they tie all that together? So I'm really excited for that. Yeah, that all makes sense to me. I think for me, personally, another character that I thought might die was Kalia Menethil. Didn't expect her to die at the explosion in the Sunwell. I'm glad to see that that's not how she died. She hasn't died. For those that are clear, died again. So
I was surprised.
Yeah. Did you find it strange that they had Talia Fordragon as an optional person to save?
I did. I'm not sure why, but I think the way that I assume they want to do something with the forces of death going forward. So you have to have
like Bolvar connections.
You gotta have Bolvar connections somehow, and basically maybe she's the one that takes us there and says, "Daddy, please help." And he says, "I'm not going to." And then by the end, he realizes I have to do this to save Azeroth. So maybe that's why.
I'd love to see some stuff with Bolvar and the Four Horsemen in TLT. Oh, I mean, how do you have the effect of Apocalypse and not have the Four Horsemen? Come on.
They will. They have to be
in there.
They have to be either in Midnight as a solution to Void, or jump right into, like you said, the Apocalypse, Renalash, etc. Yeah, I agree.
I think in terms of other predictions. This isn't really much of a prediction because I know a lot of stuff's been data mined and leaked and all sorts of shit. But 12.1 seems like we're gonna go to Xal'atath and have some stuff out there
Cool.
with maybe
Cool.
Zul'Jan. It seems Zul'Jan's been on the fence the entire time about reclaiming the power of the Loa, very much a Zul'Jin kind of route against Zul'Jara's wishes. So I unfortunately do think that that's where they're probably going to take him. Maybe going out there to try to claim the power of Ulatek, this serpent goddess who may be associated, not only with poison, but based on what I saw out on the island when Rex Troy was exploring it, maybe even fell, which would be fucking nuts. A fell
Ooh.
infused serpent is some of the most Yasharaj parallel shit you could
That's what I was
possibly
thinking.
do.
Yep.
If he's fell
Yashraj
infused,
has gotten a
we'll
lot of
see.
if that were the case, that's interesting because it does bring up more of these fractals of Yashraj, which we've been seeing quite often.
And potential, yeah, especially with Al-Sharan and potentially connections between like nature and fell.
Yes.
There are some
And fell,
very obvious ones. If you're someone who's sitting there like nature and fell, they're not opposites, but let's just Google the item
Right.
impeccable fell essence and just read that for me. Like, trust me.
Yep.
There is definitely a connection.
Or there's even that Hearthstone card. I know it's not canon, but there's even, is it the image of who is it? It's there's
Eonar, where she has like
Eonar,
green
who,
flames in her hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of like it's kind of not too much of a prediction. Like we talked about in the last episode, I'd really love to go more south into Eastern Kingdoms. I'd love to get Eastern Western Plague Lands. I'd love to get Sholomance rework. I would love to stretch over even into Lordaeron, maybe Scarlet Crusade related stuff. Like, God, please give us that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they snuck that in as our last chunk.
Nor would I, because this is, like they said, this expansion's a lot about Void, but it's also a lot about Light. And we've had some good Light mixed in already, but I think that eventually the fulcrum is going to waver. We're going to go over to where like the Light is going to become a very powerful aggressor, not the Light, but Light wielders and those who wield it with reckless abandon and for vengeful reasons, like the Scarlets.
Light-blinded Vanguard, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, Alonzus Fowl literally says this: the Light is not evil. It's not good nor evil. It cares not for hatred nor love. It is all about conviction. It looks for a channel for its power. It is about those who wield it and how they choose to wield it that makes them bad. It's one of the core reasons why I am certain that Sargeras uses the light. He is literally radiant fire. But anyway, Eastern Plague Lands, the far east side of Eastern Plague Lands, old Scarlet Enclave. There's a lot of opportunity there for some Scarlet related stuff. We got hinting. We got a Scarlet fucking horse as a reward for the Erator questline and the main story questline.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
What the fuck? In the Liadrin animated video, they get attacked by Scarlets. Like, there's obviously something going on there.
I think we'll get it.
I hope so. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the whole thing. Real quick, before we go to our outro, we kind of talked about this quite a lot. I don't know how much you've looked at it, but the race to world first, I just have to say again, amazing. I think people gave Void Spire a really hard time because it wasn't as difficult as they were hoping for it to be, and maybe they just kind of forgot that they had 2 bosses left, and those last 2 bosses tend to be by far the most difficult bosses. A couple hundred pulls with Beleren, between 100 and 200 or something like that. I think maybe a little over 200, actually don't remember. And then almost 500 on Lura. Just amazing to watch. Amazing to watch. Back and forth, low pull. There's times where they're pulling the boss at the same time and getting both to phase 3. It was just an immaculate watch. Like I said, probably the best race to world first that I've ever watched. Another one has got to be up, like Farak is another amazing one that happened in the past. I can't wait for the next one. Since we happen to watch the conclusion of it, or again, I was watching it earlier. I don't have as much to say now, but man, what an awesome event. I wish that we could get rid of all the excuses, Oh, NA gets a day head start, the reset, the time, the this, the that, the other. Like, I wish that Blizzard would just like intervene and be like, look, this is the tournament realm. This is the characters you get. Full, even playing field. Like, every type of serious sport has standards and regulations to make sure that it's fair. Right? That's the nature of competition. That's why we don't have 200 pounders fighting 135 pounders in boxing or UFC or whatever. There's a reason why we don't do that. So that's what I would like to see.
They're getting numbers too. I mean, come on. Like,
there was like 300 fucking thousand people watching.
Yes.
It's insane. It's insane. I mean, I stayed up, Olwen. Did you pop in a stream last night?
Yeah.
I was up
I
until
snuck in.
4 in the morning.
It was funny because for me it was breakfast and then it was lunch, and again I'm doing stuff, so I think I checked in like I think I checked in after I must have been lunch, and I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
And just so you guys know, I live on the west coast of the United States. This motherfucker lives in France, so there's a
Yeah,
huge difference of time.
Yeah, it's a nice 9-hour bump, so that was a shock, I'll tell you that.
I mean, I streamed for 10 hours. I watched the Race for World First all fucking day. I went offline. I went and played with my dogs for a little bit, hung out with Ariel, all that stuff. When she went to bed, I was sitting in here playing old school RuneScape. And then I saw that Liquid was gonna go overtime, and I was like, I guess I'm just gonna stream and like react or whatever. And then, then Echo comes on, and then next thing I know, fucking 4 hours later, it's 4 a.m. I'm like, I need to go to bed. Like, I was just addicted to watching it.
But I think what you're describing is something that I've even noticed in the last few days with our community, because like, again, this is why I like this episode. Yes, we're a bunch of lore nerds. We really enjoy the story and the flavor and being immersed, but also we do like the competitive side of the game.
Yeah.
And I think again, can't speak to this race, but in general, this is so good for the community because we're getting a lot of different people that join our Discord and they're just chatting about it, that maybe they'll bounce, maybe they won't be that interested in the future. But for me, I think it opens up the stuff we've talked about with the Hearth and the Hammer, right?
Yeah.
Hearth, where we're sitting back, telling stories, drinking, chilling. We're thinking about the lore. But then the Hammer's like, this game is to be played. So it's fun to see it, especially for someone like me who loves sports. I love the idea of watching the best of the best with their craft. Just do it.
Same.
And
almost no matter what it
is. It doesn't matter what it is. And the thing is, like, I like a lot of different sports. It's just not one. It's tons of different sports. The Olympics is so fun. And
I love the Summer Olympics, especially, dude.
Yeah.
I love watching the sprinters and all that.
I know. So for me, when I get to see that analog in the esports world, like I used to love the StarCraft tournaments. Those were amazing for me. And Race for World First, I caught the one from when I think I watched Liberation of Undermine. I watched that one. Not like intensely, but I got to watch like some of the VODs. Yeah, it was not what
last boss.
I was bummed by that one.
Yeah.
Yep. Galley. But yeah, in general, I would say that my experience watching any content from these races has always been positive. I'm like, damn, they put on a good show. Of course, there's going to be excuses, but what is this discourse that we're having where one day we say this game is like for little kids are playing the game, or like, oh, it's so wimpy, this game sucks, and then actually this game is too hard. Like,
yeah,
I think you and I, we get frustrated often because we love this game, but we also
never been
know
angry.
its
What
failings.
are you talking about? Frustrated.
No, but get frustrated, get angry, but we do get frustrated. The idea that, listen, you're never going to please everybody, but this is probably one of the best pieces of raid content that I can remember.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a hardcore raider, but I think this was outstanding. Like the design of these raids were impeccable. So
for me, it's up there with Nighthold, and it's up there with
Nighthold was crazy,
and Taurus the Burning Throne.
So for me, when I look back and I see like how people are responding to Race for World First, like they should be hyped up. They should be stoked to see these secret faces. They should be like, holy shit, this is amazing. And I hope it goes back into, at least, I don't want to say the hands of Blizzard, but at least like in a nice way, like some sort of cooperation and some support, because I think what they're doing right now is, I mean, it's one of apparently the most watched stuff that Warcraft has to offer, right?
It's the coolest community organized event that I've ever seen for a game. It's like up there with like Gillinor Games and with RuneScape, and that's a totally different kind of content. It's completely community driven, organized, supported. All the casters, everything. You get streamers like OK Mage and stuff that go on there. They're amazing. You get Cruella, you get Preach on there. You get Zyronic.
Yes.
You get Petals. I mean, these guys are amazing. Guys and girls.
And such good vibes, bro. Such good vibes.
Yeah.
Like, sure, like people get pissed now and again. Of course, you're like 500 pulls, but the vibes are so good. I mean, you feel like you're chilling with people who are like, again, like for me, my analog would be like either basketball or football. So it's like if I'm sitting there, is the final second of the Super Bowl, and I get to like hear what these guys are saying on the sidelines, I'm gonna be stoked, and you get to see that.
And can I say, unless you're
Yeah.
a legend like you're Tom Brady,
Yeah.
you're Dan Marino, one of these kind of guys, your
John
time,
Elway.
yeah, I mean, golfers, another like Tiger
Right.
Sideways Car Woods,
Right.
um,
Right.
Jack Nicklaus, all I mean the legends in the sport.
Yes. Superhuman.
Gary
Yep.
Player,
The
yeah,
LeBrons. Right.
exactly. Unless you're one of those exceptional players, your time in the league is often so short. I mean, you're talking maybe
Yes.
4 to 5 years for a lot of these guys.
Correct.
One of the things, and I know esports is different, it is not nearly as physically demanding. These guys aren't running into each other. It's not like they're
Yep.
fucking dunking basketballs or whatever it might be. But I think one of the coolest things is you have long, storied histories with a lot of these players. Like Max is a highly recognizable player. Narcoles, highly recognizable. Roger Brown, I'm fired up. Like these guys,
I'm fired
like
up for sure. Yeah.
Scripe, like they're just like, I feel like I've been watching these guys pull mythic bosses for fucking 10 years. More than 10 years at this point. 15
Yep.
years, some of them. And that's really cool. Like there's such a history there. There's so many memes and like callbacks and jokes.
Yes.
And like,
Yes.
I'm fired up's fucking sub running out in the middle of a boss ball. Like just crazy shit. Just crazy, hilarious shit. Like you'll
Bro,
never
he's
forget.
funny. He's so funny.
Yeah, like Scott just saying the most out of pocket shit during liquid pulls, like just the craziest shit. Like he's cranking it.
I
all
love
sorts of shit.
I love Max's music choices. He's
Oh,
just
dude,
like
he's-
these like butt rock from the 90s.
Yes,
and
dude, you
it's
say
just-
like early
like, it's the
2000s,
thing that-
like Blink and
Yes.
fucking Sum 41 and
Ah,
shit.
It's so funny, dude. It's the stuff that I'm like, yeah, dude, like we're around the same age. That's the shit I'd listen to on like a hot summer day. You're driving down
Hell
the
yeah.
highway and you're listening to stuff from when you were young. And
Where
yeah, I
are
agree.
you? Yeah. I love it. I love it. So I had to say that because I just think it's so cool. You go to BlizzCon and you get to meet some of these people, and I hope I get to see you at BlizzCon one day.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
it's the best part. Like just getting to meet everybody is the best part. The social aspect. We all,
Yes.
you see these people behind a screen, getting to see them in person is awesome. And they're always so nice. Even to me, even to shitheads like me. They're so nice. So yeah. Yeah, any other
Aren't you the
closing
Shadowlands rant guy?
Oh god. Oh god. We'll never
Sorry.
forget that you crashed out, bro. Yeah, I
Oh,
won't either.
God.
I watched that shit and I cringed a little bit, to be honest with you. Like,
No, I'm just teasing you. I think the best thing about, like you said, BlizzCon is like you're gonna get the fans and the people who make content, and they just slam into each other at different moments, whether they're chilling, they're hanging out, waiting for something in the line. Oh, hey, you're Max. Can I talk? Like, I think that's what's so exciting about these events, and yeah.
what's cool
I'm
is to be a
happy that-
creator and still have those experiences with other creators. Like, holy shit, it's Breach.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, it's funny to say that but that's the thing I was thinking more about, just in the back of my head about the Race for World First, because I mean, I got to be honest, I think we'd fan out a little bit if we got somebody from, Liquid to join, because these guys are like, again, these are like the LeBrons of
Best of the
their
best of the
class
best,
or their
sir.
role, right? So it would
Yeah.
just be fun, even for someone like me who, again, is a fine old school dude who plays the game a bit more casually, doesn't have as much time as I used to. It would be so cool just to hear what they got to say, So
Yeah. And even though
I
I've
think
never
that's
raced,
what's neat about BlizzCon,
yeah, that sounds awesome. I mean, I think that is one of the best things like that I've experienced for BlizzCon, from BlizzCon. So yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right. I think it would be cool as like, since I've never rated World First, but some mythic rating experience in the past, like I'd have some interesting questions for Max, just trying to pick his brain about stuff. So that'd be really cool.
especially raid leading stuff as well. Because it's raid leading plus content creation. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, 21st man stuff is really cool.
Mhm.
So a couple things before we wrap up for the day.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I'll cover the first thing if you want to grab the second one. And I have a place that we can have people send their questions if they want, or they can just put them in the comments down below. That's probably what we should do.
Okay, let's do comments. Yeah.
comments.
I'll
on the
just say
video.
that then.
Yeah. Okay. So before we wrap up, we have a couple things we want to talk about. The first is that the Hearth and Hammer podcast needs a logo, Right. Neither of us are graphic designers. I have asked in
No.
my community for people that are interested. I haven't really got any leads so far. We are looking for someone who can make us a logo. We can pay you. Let us know your rate. If you want to do it for free, fucking awesome. Whatever. No AI generated fucking garbage. Nothing like that.
We don't want that shit.
We don't want that shit. We are looking for someone to make us a logo that I can use for thumbnails, that I can have like on the screen here when I'm doing editing.
I mean, put it on a fucking shirt. I mean, come on.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, as long as we get the permission from the artist to do that, or if we pay for it, we should evidently get the rights for that.
Of course.
Of course. So if there's any graphic artists in the community or you know someone, refer them to us. We are looking for someone to make us a logo. We are open to your different creative interpretations. Artists often do their best work when given a little guidance. So if you need a little guidance on what we're looking for some paladin themes. We're looking for some tavern themes. We're looking for something that says like H and H, something really clean. Maybe working in some of the themes of the World Soul Saga logo into it, a Titan ring or something like that. We're thinking like wood. We're thinking metal. We're thinking light infusion. We're thinking, those kinds of themes. You agree with all that, Olwenn?
I can rock with this, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
We're thinking maybe like a tankard, again, tavern themes, fireplace, cozy vibes. So that's kind of what we're looking for. If you're interested, you can drop us a line in the comments down below. You can, the best way really that you should get a hold of one of us, you should get a hold of me. Join my Discord, discord.gg/pyromancer, and send me a DM if you got a portfolio or have some ideas in mind, send them over. Or you can send me an email at pyroyoutube@outlook.com. I do check that frequently, and we would be happy to see what any of you have that you'd like to show us. Because at this point we don't have anything, but we'd like to get something done.
But we would like it, yeah, for sure.
And then
I think exactly. And I know I think the final thing is like there's so many talented people out there in just like the gaming community in general, but I especially the Warcraft community. I see so much stuff on Blue Sky. I see so much stuff now and again where I'm like, damn, like so much good art. So we would like to share your art as well. I mean, I was being cheeky when I was saying put on a damn t-shirt, but I think the idea would be we really want to share your art. And I know that the two of us are incredibly appreciative of people who are still making art and that really care about the creative process. So yeah.
Handmade stuff, man. Can't beat it.
That's what we're about.
Yep. We're not interested in having your job replaced with generative AI. So,
no.
And then there was one other thing, Olwenn, if you want to grab that last note there.
Yeah. I think going forward, we're going to want to have a section, perhaps in our tavern talk, where we just discuss some broad listener questions. So we may even have a big mailbag episode coming up once we're finished raiding. We have other things we want to discuss down the line. Might be a nice chance for us to actually hear from the community, and we'll shout you out if you're sending some questions in the comments below, and we'll
throw it up
be able
on
to
screen.
go through. Yeah, and we'll be able to actually go through and have more of a AMA or just something that's much more directed dialogue between you guys, because lately we've been looking through and seeing these comments and they've been really helpful, whether it's like feedback or in just general good vibes. It's been nice, but we also want to know what you guys are thinking. So
the comments have been so
some
supportive.
listener questions.
They've been so supportive.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you so much. Honestly, like it's been no offense, Olwenn, and this isn't just you. I mean, it's the whole thing. Like, I didn't know if people were going to give a shit, if people were going to want to watch.
I have to be honest. I didn't know if that was going to be the case either. But it's nice to hear a lot of different voices. One thing, voices that share different ideas about what they like about it. That's what I was going for. Some people say they dig our vibes. Some people like the fact that we look like cousins. I don't know why. That's a weird thing to
the shape of the glasses. Yeah, I mean,
I'm getting new glasses in the summer, so hey, we'll change it up. But no, it's nice to hear a variety of different approaches. Yeah. And hey, now and again, you're gonna get something snotty. It's whatever. We move on. We do our thing, but keep commenting. Keep letting us know what you like to look forward to within listener questions too. I mean, we even are going to be moving forward with more content that has interview possibilities with other content creators, or maybe going down the line and seeing what we can get out of other communities. We can talk to people, in other sort of aspects of the, I guess you'd say, the WoW world, right?
Doesn't even strictly have to be WoW, to be honest. Like,
Good
So,
point.
but
Yeah.
on that note, like, let us know what guests you would like to see. Like, we already have a couple in mind that we would definitely like to have
Yes.
on. Some of them are obvious, like when we talk about trying to get Max on would be fucking awesome. But some others as well that we haven't necessarily been as overt or obvious about. But yeah, we'd love to hear your requests for that. And as Olwenn said, yeah, there's so many wonderful ideas. Just even if it's just sharing what you love, everything doesn't have to be a question. If you just want to say like what you're liking about the expansion,
True.
we'd be happy to maybe even pick some of those to highlight. So yeah,
Good
that'd be
point.
really cool.
Not just about the podcast. Yes, exactly.
And it's cool. We
agree.
record on Mondays. Fuck, we could, like you said, we could do a whole episode or a segment of an episode where we do Mailbag Monday, right? So like that's.
I mean, it's so true. And I mean, I, as a listener of other podcasts, actually dig those because I get to hear other aspects of, like let's say someone asks a question about production. That's interesting to me. What if someone asks a question about something like broadcasters often have to kind of have their barrier of what they describe and discuss, but sometimes you can ask, oh, I see you like sports. What's your favorite team? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's always nice to get the other aspect.
We're just some people.
Yes,
Some
we're just
people.
meat bags that blather into some technical equipment.
Yeah,
So,
and Olwenn does a lot of the pre-production. I do a lot of the post-production. So that if you have any questions about that kind of stuff, just let us know. But I think that just about does it for another edition of the Hearth and Hammer podcast. That was a great one. I had a lot of fun, Olwenn. Thanks so much for another.
I enjoyed this one, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah, me too. I like the looser conversation. The last one was highly analytical, highly focused, which was great, but my God, was it long.
We needed that because we had to do the lore justice. But here we are doing the raids justice by kicking back, having a couple brewskis, and talking about how we feel about the game. So
hell yeah.
No, I'm happy to be here. Always happy to be here. And yeah, man, I think we did the raids justice, and we are going to take down Lura by the next time we talk to you guys.
We hope
Lura,
so.
It's gonna happen.
Lura's going down. Lura's going down.
Yep.
Probably this Friday. We'll probably get some good reclears on Tuesday and get back and kill her on Friday. We'll have a death night.
I hope.
We will. No, we will. Auntie will be around for that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. We appreciate you very much. Leave us a comment and a like on the video down below. Yeah, stay awesome, and until next time, I guess we'll see you all later. Peace.